guys woke up and you guys are basically trying to find your way out of the Endless Acre Wood, trying to navigate your way through. Maddie is missing, John is missing, far as you guys know. The portal has closed off completely. You guys were back in camp, and everything just kind of shut down from there. You know that you have no means of truly navigating the Endless Acre Wood, not successfully. That was all hippies doing. Nobody else in the group really has any skill set with doing anything like that. So you all decided to rest up and try and spend one night in camp at least to rest up, patch your wounds, and then you would head out the next morning and try and look for your friends. During that first long rest, a couple little events happened. We moved a little quick through them, but Malin, your wounds, you are stuck at 3 points of exhaustion, and no matter how much rest you get, no matter what you eat, drink, sleep, whatever happens, you cannot seem to get better. Your skin is getting more and more pale, you're far more rigid, it's hard for you to move. No, just generally rather irritable. The group is not quite sure what's going on with you, but whatever's happening, you're not getting any better from it. Yeah, a gross little shell, yeah. Morb. Morb had a little bit of an event. He was basically, trying to reach out, asking for help out, basically from the woods, the universe, whatever it was, trying to, focus inward while at the same time projecting outward, asking anything that would listen for help and finding his lost friends. Something began that night that nobody's really quite sure of, though. Drew witnessed this from across the way, that just as everything kind of he slightly overheard what Morb was saying. And in that moment, he had, Drew experienced some kind of vision. He witnessed a massive crashing wave, an ocean churning, a force of nature just completely wrecking everything around it. And the roar and the rage of these waves all of a sudden centered and took the form of a humanoid, rather water body-ish shape, almost similar to something like Morb. Only difference was there was these strange little glitters throughout all of its entire body. And as he looked up, he could see that something from the sky, it was the moonlight, the stars, the reflection of the stars actually reflected in this body of water, like these strange constellations. But also at the center of it was this black mass, this swirling, black, hungry mass at the center of this Morb-like person. As he snapped out of it, they had a brief conversation. They talked about it. And didn't really get into too great a detail of it all, but Morb, you remembered something. You remember that you had a map in your inventory. The map that Monroe had given to you. And you remembered that, the suspicion was that it had means of finding the wreckage of the Khaleesi, the ship that you were all looking for. Well, you specifically, but the rest of the group was going to assist you. So maybe there was a way to read this map and figure out a way to navigate through the woods. As you investigated it through that night, you realize it's not a topographical map. It's not a normal map that is based on land masses or, a traditional map. No. This is a star map. This is almost something like sailors use, navigating through constellations in the stars. Whereas land may shift and the ocean is never the same, but the stars are the one constant. And it made sense to you, as you put two and two together, that it makes sense in an ever-shifting magical forest where nothing is the same, up is down, left is right, and there's no concept of time. It would make sense that the one constant, if you could see them, would be the stars. And so, with that new profound knowledge and a couple of the other things that happened throughout the night, you guys woke up the next morning, took stock of all of your rations. You had enough basically for 3 days. It was 3 or 4 days. You actually found Maddie's rations, Drum's rations that he had stashed away. Drum had been, kind of privately purchasing tons and tons of extra rations at every town you guys had gone to. I think he got away with like 14 or something like that he had left back in camp.
A total of 4 days, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys lucked out a ton of extra rations that were left behind by your now missing friend. But you guys set out, and through a lot of problem-solving communication, you guys figured out that you could, tie off lengths of rope to each other, and one group could move out, tie off something, move the rest of the group forward, and bit by bit, you navigated your way through in a singular direction. You were following the sounds of a river nearby, and over a short course of time, about a little less than a third of a day, you came to a river. You managed to fjord it with little to no effort. between the efforts of Monroe and a couple other people being able to just literally leap into the water and swim across easily, Morb showing for the first time he actually transformed not just his actual physical being, but his entire being morphed into this strange watery serpent-like thing, completely shaped, and he was able to travel through the water with no problem. All of his gear, everything moved with him. Nobody's ever seen him do this before. The rest of the group was helped across handily by a combination of magic from Morb and the pure brute strength of Smalls, just muscling through and shoving people, carrying people across the way, and just helping everybody across with a rope that Morb had taken across. Some confusion came up in the matter when you guys were trying to get Lucky across through the use of a mask of beasts that Argus gave to Smalls to try and help with the communication to the small pup, and an unfortunate use of a disguise self spell and disguising herself as the missing. I'm on the plane, can't talk. Gonna listen the next 40 minutes to get to his hotel. Perfect. All right. Unfortunate use of the disguise self spell, disguising herself as the missing drum. Lucky, in his excitement, blinked from halfway across the river and seeing the missing friend, and just immediately ran over. But something was wrong, something was different. In a smell and in a failed animal handling check, Lucky saw through the guys, immediately bit down on Ellie, and then took off into the woods. And you guys haven't seen him since. Rest of the group was able to cross without any effort or without too much problem. Even the beetle, even Ingus, no problems. You trekked on a little ways further until you came across a strange circle of stones. These stones, like I said, a perfectly erected series of strange, random stones that were just in this, a circle, and a crazed human person dressed up, seemingly looked like a wildling. Outside of the stones, mumbling to himself about how the count was always different. No matter what he did, he circled it. It was 25, 26, 19. Every count, every single time was different. You communicated a bit with him. A rather hilarious failed intimidation attempt by Smalls to try and get some more information on this guy. It turns out his name was Gond, and he was part of as he said, he was part of a hunting party or some kind of party from the nearby Last Hearth, the wildling city that you guys had just left. Gotten lost, separated from his group, and these stones apparently had some kind of magic that if you could, solve the riddle of the stones, there was a portal at the center that could take you anywhere that you needed to go. The group attempted to count out these stones 3 times. Each time, the count was wrong. Nothing activated. The count was different every single time. And after the failed 3rd count, everybody turned back, and Gond himself had turned into a stone. Turned out Gond himself was part of the riddle. No matter what you counted, it was always +1. Always 1 more than what you had counted. And the magic of the circle disappeared. There was nothing to be done. During all of that, though, Ellie was convinced by the man to give up a set of, two sets of her rations, her 2 days worth of her rations to him because he was just so hungry. But it was all a ruse, a trick of the forest. Feywild magic. To trap people and confuse them and irritate them even more. So Ellie is down 2 of her rations officially from the rest of the group. Everybody else is left with enough for 2 days worth of rations. But that's kind of where we kicked off. You hadn't made camp yet. You guys still had a few hours left of daylight if you wanted to continue traveling, or whatever you wanted to try and do. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Take it away. Unless there's anything I missed from recap. Anybody want to add anything?
No, I think you're good.
I'm pretty sure you're solid. I don't think we ever touched on Maddie during the external encounter, so Maddie's still just somewhere off in the distance.
Yeah,
Correct.
nothing here that anybody in the group would know, but Maddie did experience. Maddie is somewhere off in the woods, hunting, killing something, someone. Being Maddie.
Poor innocent people. Maybe.
Just being Maddie. All right. With that, I'm going to turn it over to all of you guys.
Nice.
Smalls is going to look at the group and be like, well, that didn't exactly work. I suggest we go back down towards the water where we know we have water, we can fish, and civilizations always build roads or towns next to water.
This is a stupendous idea. I do agree with it.
I do think we should do our best to stick by the river. But at least we're on the right side of it now.
And we now know not to talk to rocks. Right, Ellie?
No more rocks. No more.
Which honestly, I would also give rations to a rock because I'm pretty gullible, I guess. So it's okay, Ellie.
Yes. Well, I might have Argus check out these mushrooms or Drew, see if they know. Because I still have some, so we'll see. But yeah, I just didn't want to leave a starving person, and I guess that's my gullibility.
Okay. Barring no argument from the rest of the group, you've all decided to move back towards the river. I mean, you weren't too far off of it, but do you guys continue using the rope trick and kind of continuing back to the edge of the river?
I think most definitely we need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll use the rope, continue to work our way back down to the river, to the edge of the river, and we'll follow along. We'll get down to the river and decide which direction, up or down river, we need to move.
Okay. That's my next question. You guys make it back to the river without no issue following your rope trick. It's a slow move, but it's a safe bet on the way that you guys have kind of figured this thing out. Staying together, don't get separated, don't lose track of anybody. You guys make it back to the edge of the river. Now begs the question: do you follow upriver or downstream? What direction you guys want to head?
Is it more clear looking up in the river to the sky at all?
How so? What do you mean?
Well, what time of day is it?
Yeah.
It's about 5 p.m. I'd say. You got about an hour or two worth of daylight left. No stars or anything other than like the North Star. So if anybody knows how to navigate by that.
I hope one of the pirates knows how to navigate by the stars.
The river was flowing, like the up is north, right? We had deciphered.
Yes. Technically,
Okay.
technically, upriver is south. If you want to continue downstream, you're heading north.
Okay. We were originally heading to get out of the forest,
Okay.
and Lucky had gone northwest. Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Then I think we should continue to follow the river north.
Okay. You guys continue. Nobody's arguing that. Okay. I'm gonna mark this. I'm gonna mark this
real
down.
quick for.
Go ahead.
When we originally traveled the river, we started off headed. Which way did we travel the river to begin with? That's what I'm trying to remember right now.
You had just crossed it, east to west.
Right, but we arrived at the river. We stopped. We made a fire, and then we started to walk down the bank of the river. I'm just trying to remember if we were traveling north or south before we crossed.
If you guys were traveling the bank, I think you had just crossed, but you were traveling north. Everything that ultimately you guys decided was you wanted to travel north because you remembered, like, you know, the fortress that you guys were at, the township. That's all technically further northeast of where, like, kind of the forest is and where Sylvaden is. It's like you have a general area that you need to follow.
Okay. I couldn't remember, and I wanted to make sure we weren't backtracking.
You're good. Seems to be good. Well, as far as
and as a player, has Drew or Morb given any clarification on what they've discovered to the group yet, or no?
That's up to Drew and Morb. Didn't have Drew last session. What do you guys want to discuss? Drew? More? Monroe, what are you looking for?
I'm just wondering if they're relaying, like, from your recap, and that is very accurate, that as a player, they had the shiny stuff and the map and everything, and all that. Would they have talked about it with the group or not?
Well, I had told Smalls that I navigate better at night, and we were heading northwest into the forest to go after Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Yeah.
that's why we started walking away from the river last time, because we were trying to go in the direction that Lucky went. So I was under the impression that we didn't want to leave Lucky by himself.
Okay.
If you can continue following the river, if we're okay with Lucky just running off.
So, if I recall correctly, the theory had been we would try to track Lucky to help track down Drum.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw Lucky run off in a direction, but we quickly lost sight of him, which is why Smalls looked at it pragmatically, going, I'd rather we found our way back to a town rather than chase Lucky further and further into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can find Drum, he could also help us through the forest. You live in this area. Plus, it sit right with me to leave Lucky by himself.
Listen, if you want to go continue to wander off into the woods that we don't know how to navigate through on 2 days worth of rations, I'm not going to stop you. But we need to make sure that we get ourselves out of here alive if we want to be able to find them, rather than go wandering in the woods where we are likely to die with no actual direction, sense, or rations.
I'm gonna look up at you from the swaddle that you have me in and be like, that's a little bit of a low blow. But I get it.
You can barely walk, my dear.
That's why I said it's a low blow, but I get it. They both mean a lot to me, you know? And it feels like giving up on him if we don't.
Your mistake is thinking I'm talking about leaving them entirely. I'm talking about regrouping, finding more rations, finding guides, getting ourselves in a situation where we can logically go searching for them, rather than mindlessly wandering through the woods, hoping we stumble upon them before we all starve to death.
And I agree.
Smalls is
and
right
we
on
have
this
faith
one,
in our
Alan.
friends. If we were stuck in the woods, we would want to try and find us, and maybe following a river is also what Drum might do. I don't know. He seems smart enough to me.
Okay, I'm trusting you guys. I mean, I kind of have to, anyways.
But we're no good
Can't-
dead to anybody. So if we stop or we wander in this endless acre wood, we'll never survive because we haven't found anything so far and we've been out here a couple days. But I'm with Smalls. I think that we should all stick together and try to save ourselves so we can save them. I mean, what good are we to them dead?
Well, hold on.
And Drew, I'm sure you're probably aware Lucky probably is doing fine, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Can I hold your hand?
Wait, Drew, you're asking to hold Drew's hand?
Yes.
Like, how do you go for the hand grab? Are you confident in it? Or are you
I'm
hesitant?
it's like a hey, You know animals. Hold out my hand.
Oh, Drew's not going to take it.
And I'll high five myself. Okay. So are we following Small's plan?
Paul's gonna watch everybody like I think you're silly. If
Burn in
just this
daylight.
general aura, like I'm going this way, come with me if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ellie's gonna
follow the
walk
big guy.
over. Yeah, Ellie's gonna walk over and stand next to Smalls and say, "It seems like you know what you're doing."
I'm trying to keep us alive.
Exactly.
Not gonna lie, if I get jumped on, I'd rather have the big guy with me. So I'm gonna follow the big guy.
Smalls is just
Tally
gonna
ho.
smirk and kind of chuckle.
Can I, as an action, can Ellie, as an action, put on the armor of Agathis?
Yeah, it only lasts an hour, I think.
Hmm. So much crap has happened.
If you want to use a spell to put it on, you can. It only lasts an hour. Speaking of about an hour, Smalls, you as all this conversation's been going on, you look up and what you thought you had about 2 hours of daylight left, you have about 1. Time here, it keeps reminding you, is fucking weird.
With that being the case, Smalls is gonna look at everybody and say, due to the lack of daylight, let's set up camp, see if we can't get some fish, try to pull in some rations, some water. Let's see what we can do about bettering our situation before we continue down this river and before it gets too dark. Does anybody have fishing skills?
No, but I have some rope and I have some mushrooms. They're red. Maybe it'll attract some fish. I don't know. Maybe it'll poison them. I don't know. Oh, but I do have some fabric that we can make like a little lure type thing. I don't have any hooks though. I don't know how to make hooks. Oh, does anyone have anything that would be used that could be formed into a hook to catch some fish? Anybody in the group?
Might be easier to make a net if we could.
You read my mind. That, or I have my javelin that I can throw as a spear for fishing.
But I have weaving skills, so if we take some of the hemp that we have and tie some knots, then we can make a pretty good net. And just tie it to a stick. Does that make sense?
But we're using all of the rope to make sure that nobody gets separated.
I don't think we used it all.
Well, and even if we used it, it's not destroyed. We unknot it and reuse it in a different manner.
Yeah, but we could like just take maybe a foot and cut off a foot and then tie those pieces together in these knots that I learned how to make, and we can tie them all together. I mean, that would be a foot less of rope we have, but it could get us some fish.
Okay. You guys gonna make fishing lines or a net?
I think a net would get us more, just like everyone was saying.
Okay.
Smalls is actually going to ask for permission to try. Look at him and say, "Let me try with my javelin first. See if I can't spear some fish."
Okay. I'd say you guys go ahead about unspooling all the rope that you guys use to keep each other, that you guys have been using to kind of navigate through here. Smalls, you take, 10, 20 feet. Ellie, you take the rest and start going about making a net. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but with your weaver skills, go ahead and give me an intelligence check, +3.
An intelligence check +3.
And Smalls, you're going to go ahead and tie off to the javelin and try and like spearfish.
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me, Smalls, go ahead and roll me a survival check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, fetching dog. I got a 2.
Two.
And that 1. I get an inspiration.
Okay.
I get an inspiration as well.
What'd you get? That one?
I got a nat 1, so my lowest was a 5. It was almost a 18 and 17, but then, of course, the die rolled the wrong way.
Oof. All right, that one's for both of you. We'll come back to that in a minute. So you guys all kind of begin bedding down and making camp. You have enough rations, like I said, you have enough rations still for everybody except for Ellie for 2 days. Like I said, Ingus goes and takes the beetle off to a little bit of corner of the camp. It's a little bit of a rocky outcropping there. He's got kind of some place to put his back up against and tie off the beetle. Make sure it almost looks like he has like a defensive position there is what he's doing. But still well within view. Nobody's more than about 30, 40 feet away from each other at any given time. You're not going very far. But while Smalls is spearfishing, while Ellie's attempting to make a net, what's going on? Anybody else doing anything? Conversations? Anybody want to do anything?
I heard none of that.
As I say, anybody? Drew, I would remind you that
So
you have
I
to
would-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to see if I could do like a nature or medicine check on Malin to see if I could figure out like why she's so sick and in so much pain.
Yeah, you're proficient in either one of those? Or both?
I
think you are.
would hope so.
I believe you are. And also because of your cleric subclass. I'm going to go ahead and give
Yeah,
you...
nature.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make a... Yeah, nature or medicine check, your choice. And I would almost say that because you're going to take your time on this, and you kind of have a little bit of, you can kind of... Malin, do you allow Drew to give you a once-over and kind of check you out?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Drew, you can have advantage on this check.
Okay, so that's a 21.
21. It's not 100% clear. This isn't exactly...
The first.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay. What's your second?
Yep. 17. So 21.
21? Yeah, it's not 100% clear. I mean, like, this isn't exactly... Like, you're not a trained doctor or anything by any means, but you are a cleric. And some of the abilities that you have been bestowed gives you a little bit of insight into death, decay, change. And what is happening here with Malin isn't death in the strictest of sense. It's more of just change. You've seen bugs do this, caterpillars, creatures that cocoon, that shed their husk, shed their skin. It almost appears as if something is happening to Malin that is akin to this. An extremely stressful, hurtful reaction to an outside force is forcing something upon her physically. But you have no idea what you could do to ease that. It's nature in its most purest form, as far as you know.
Okay.
Doing anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Morb, you doing anything with like your map? Your son? Anything going on?
I don't have anything I could feed my son at the moment. I'm just probably trying to see the map, but I probably won't be able to understand much of it since the stars aren't out.
Okay.
So
Are
I'm
you
trying
gonna
to like,
are you gonna check it out once
I'm-
night falls though?
yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Okay. Using the map, I'm gonna say you go ahead and give me. I'd say either investigation or survival. Your choice.
I think my investigation is higher. Let me double check.
Okay. And while you roll that, Argus, you doing anything?
I was actually gonna be taking care of Quaddle for a few.
Okay.
Investigation.
Anything specific, or just kind of chilling with Quaddle?
Chilling with Quaddle, externally venerating. Is anyone close enough? Is the real question that would hear me talking to the bird or snake.
I mean, everybody's within like 30 feet of everybody here. I'd say the only person that may not be able to hear you right now is maybe Xena, or maybe Ellie and maybe Smalls because they're occupied with tasks, but anybody else, relatively easily. At least every other word.
Hey. No. I went
Okay.
back in the cube to get you back, and I saw her again. She doesn't seem like she wants to be there anymore. But you're back. That's what matters right now. There was a deal we had to make. But you're safe now. Glad you're back. Just gonna keep petting her.
Okay. What'd you get on that roll there? More
I got a 22.
22. Okay. Anything else, Argus?
I'm just gonna be a little too distracted playing with her, kind of repeating that.
Okay.
Kind of cooing over like a child, I get a newborn pretty much.
Okay. Mornroe. Malin, I'm assuming you're not still swaddled to Smalls while he's fishing, so I'd say you're there. Drew, Malin, Mornroe, Morb. If you guys wanted to make perceptions to hear that, go ahead. Just need to beat a 10.
Oh, and 13 passive.
Yep. You hear every word. All right. Morb, on your 22, though you did investigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The map itself, there is on a more of an investigation, there is a magical property to the map. The actual physical topography of the map, like the landmass itself, does shift, it seems, day to day. So every time you get the impression that perhaps every time the sun rises or it sets or at some point, there is something about this map. There is something about this map that resets. So it does shift with the landmass. And on a 22, you're able to kind of get a rough estimate as to where you are on this map following the river. And you guys are traveling due north. And if you keep following this path, you'll see that the main river will bank northeast. It seems like you're not on the main river now, but it seems like you're on one of the offshoot creeks or one of the smaller veins that leads back into the main river. But if you keep following this north by northeast, it should eventually lead you back to the main body of the river, which will follow parallel to the main highway.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Malin and Monroe, you all heard the stuff from Argus, talking to Quaddle, talking to his familiar. But in that speech, you guys did understand that he said something about getting Quaddle back out of the cube. Quaddle did technically, quote unquote, die in that previous battle. So Argus had to do something in order to get her back. All right. Anybody else?
I was just gonna go up to Argus and be like, "Hey, how are you feeling there? Are you talking to your how are you?"
I'm doing fine, my dear. I'm going to let Quaddle just kind of come out and perch across my shoulders instead of like wrapped around. Kind of like you know how like those rich snobbish motherfuckers wear their scarves? Yes.
Ascot.
Are you prep boying with Quaddle?
Yes. Where do
I feel like that's a bit stylish, don't you think?
the feathers match the rusting aesthetic?
Interesting. I didn't think you would care for aesthetics.
Fool!
I guess that's just my Very biased opinion. I have no idea.
No, she's just very precious and I enjoy her. She gets to live freely and enjoy her life. Hopefully more freely than I do.
Why do you say that? We're out in the woods together. This is pretty freeing, I would say.
I was created for a purpose, and if I am called to that purpose, I must answer that purpose. So I am still a slave to my own creation.
To creation or to purpose? Wouldn't that be just a slave to life?
I am but a construct that can think. So I was created. The other
By
person.
what?
By what? Out of character, would Argus know by what, or just was created pretty much the knowledge?
You have no idea who
So
created you,
was
so to speak.
created.
Yeah.
Was created is all he understands. Noted.
Yeah, you have a concept of like some of the people that were involved in your creation, obviously, but who actually did the creating, you're not sure.
Yeah. I was created. Like Bender. The whom wasn't important, I just exist.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad
Seem to know a lot about fire.
I've been cooking for a long time, and my home is the hells and infernals. So yes, me and fire are very acquainted.
Your home is the house. Pretty dope.
No. There's never a moment
No?
of peace there. Well, what you consider peace.
That's a complicated question to ask, Morn.
Have you been drinking and eating, boy?
I have. Been pretty fun.
Playing with your harp. What? No, you have a lyre, right?
I have a lie, yeah.
Yeah. Playing with your lyre. A fitting little instrument for a lyre.
Glad you enjoy
Just
music
go back
that
to
I can
petting
sometimes do.
the schneck.
Cool.
It's at that
And I'm just
comment you
gonna-
guys all of a sudden. It's at that comment all of a sudden you guys start hearing screaming.
like
And we're gonna shift back over. Smalls, you're casting in your fishing line, like you're kind of at the I guess you could say like a wake point of the river where it's kind of like churning up. You know that's like when salmon spawn or when fish are trying to move up and down river, they're always at those churning points. It's going to be your best bet to try and like spear a fish. This is what you've been trained with. You naturally know this.
Yeah.
Throwing your javelin in, got the rope, you're reeling it back in 3, 4, 5 times, really nothing. You're not really seeing much of in there, but all of a sudden you chuck it in a 6th time, and it finds purpose. It sticks, it's solid, and all of a sudden it starts squirming, and you start reeling it back in. And just as you get it out and you pull up your javelin, at the end of it is this bright, massive, glowing light. And all of a sudden you start hearing the most angelic of music. And it's like it's the most beautiful tune you ever heard, and just humming through your ears and just echoing throughout the entire forest, and all of a sudden descending from the top of the canopy of the trees is about 30, 40, 50, who knows how many more of these brilliant, beautiful, glowing lights. And they all descend down, they start circling around you, and it's all this beautiful harmonic music. And your spear didn't stick it, but it's sitting right there on the edge of your javelin tip. Do you do anything specific in this moment?
I think at this point, Smalls is just gonna kind of stand there looking around, like trying to figure out, like investigate what the hell's happening. Like he's just paying attention, like not sure whether or not he needs to be ready for a fight or whether or not something else wonderful is happening.
Sure. Roll me
kinda
that. Yeah, roll me an investigation or investigation or perception. It's your choice. And while you do that, tell me what your armor class is.
AC is 16.
Okay.
And you said I can do perception or what's the other one? Investigation. We'll do
Investigation.
perception. Perception. We'll do that. 22.
22. Nice. Just you narrow your eyes just for just a split second as all of a sudden this little shape begins to form inside of the glowing light. It's humanoid, but it's buck-ass naked and has these little flittering crazy wings and these little like maw toothy little grin is looking back at you with these gigantic bug eyes, and all of a sudden you are descended upon by about 40 or 50 pixies that just began kicking the shit out of you in your face on your nat 1.
Shit.
You take 24 points of bludgeoning damage as all of a sudden they just come ringing in and kicking the living shit out of you, laughing maniacally the entire time. And all of a sudden on that nat 1, one of them also takes the tip of your spear and like brings it back and tries to like jam it into your mouth, but you're able to kind of hold that off thankfully with your strength. But you do take 23 points of bludgeoning damage as they just proceed to kick the shit out of you before fluttering back up into the woods and just laughing maniacally. Ellie.
Yes.
On that nat
I'm
1.
going to use a stone's endurance to tame some of that. Okay. Hold on.
Go for it. Ellie.
Yes.
You're sitting there, you're stitching away, you're starting to unravel all of this rope, and a similar experience happens with you as you're kind of like weaving things in and out, trying to get a net going. Your fingers aren't really finding purpose though. You're wet, you're cold, you're miserable. It's like this is the first time you've really been out in the woods like roughing it like this. Like, yeah, you've been out with like hunting parties and raiding parties and stuff like that under Hippie's Watchful Eye and the rest of the war party and stuff like that, but they always kind of like your memories and stuff. You remember they kind of coddled you a little bit. Like you were their, you're a kid. You're the chief. You're the elder's niece. Godchild and stuff. It's like everybody kind of make sure that you have a relatively easy time. And this group's not coddling you. No. Nope. You know that this group's going to make you pull your weight, and all of that nervousness and that anxiety that's just like your fingers are not finding purpose. But then all of a sudden, flitting between your fingers is this strange little glowing light, and all of a sudden you are surrounded by another 30 or 40 or so of these beautiful lights and this beautiful harmonic music. Do you do anything in the moment?
Well, I can put on the armor of Agathis.
I'd say you have it on. You said you put it on earlier.
Yes, but no, I didn't. I didn't do it. You said it only lasts an hour, and we were out for an hour.
Okay. Do you want to put on armor? Like you have enough time here to make an investigation. It's like you don't know what these things are. Would Ellie think that this is a threat to put on the armor of Agathis?
Well, she watched what happened.
This is happening. This is happening at the same time. Yeah.
Simultaneous. Well, yeah, she would just be sitting there, and I think that she would put on the armor because she's not sure what this is, and she's been hurt before, and she's not going to take it anymore.
Okay.
So, can I roll an investigation?
No, you can do one or the other. What do you want to do? You want to put the spell on, or do you want to roll an investigation? You have time for one action here.
Okay, spell on.
Okay. Armor of Agathis gives you 5 temporary hit points, or what level are you casting it at?
1. So I only have 5.
5. Okay. All of a sudden, you are descended like as you throw up this magic. All of a sudden, it's like you are a nervous wreck right now. He's like, no, I'm not taking any chances. You throw up Armor of Agathis, this frosty, cold, frigid magic all of a sudden becomes encircling your body. As all of a sudden, you are descended upon by about 30 or 40 pixies that just come in and start beating the living shit out of you. 5 points is taken off of it. What's your armor class actually? Like you're lower than Smalls.
Yeah. 12.
Yep. And you already used your spell. So, yeah, 30 or 40 of these things descend and start kicking the living shit out of you.
But they take damage as they kick the shit out of me.
How about you let me get to that?
Oh,
all
sorry.
Right. That's 20. That's a 9 and 7. 26 points of damage. Take 5 off. 21 points of damage. as the cold shield erupts off of your magic, and it just like it literally frosts one of these pixies damn near to death, hits the ground, and it's like this like little ice cube just sitting there, ting, 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 starts to shake off its wings and starts crawling away as best as it can, and all of these pixies are just laughing maniacally as they beat the living shit out of you. Also, simultaneously on your nat 1, they are also ripping your rope to shreds. Your ropes are destroyed. And then all of them,
Okay,
all of them immediately scatter up into the sky and start disappearing into the woods.
okay, so don't all of them take 5 cold damage?
Oh, just one.
The armor only protects me against 1?
Yeah, one hit.
All right. Well, I'm down.
You're
If I took 21 points, I'm down.
you only have like 20 hit points, right?
I have 21.
You have 21 hit points exactly.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Oh no! If you
Did
take
you
5,
count
wait.
Armor of
Let me take.
Agathis temporary hit points?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah,
So I
that's
take.
true. Yeah, so you have 5 temporary hit points also for Armor of Agathis.
So okay. So then I have 5 hit points.
Okay. Okay. You're almost beaten to unconsciousness by a bunch of like maniacal little pixies that are now fucking with you guys in your camp, and they all immediately begin flying up into the sky above the camp and just laughing maniacally and cackling away. Monroe, you said your passive perception was a 13, right? What did you roll previously on that perception check when you were trying to check out Argus?
Still a 13.
Still 13? Okay, and
Yeah.
Monica, you rolled a 17. Monroe, you hear a strange kind of like chomping sound. As if something's like chewing on something, kind of near, like it's somewhere around you. Like it's something that you're hearing all of this chaos around you, but this weird chomping sound is definitely different than everything else that's happening around you. And you look around, none of your members of your group are chomping or chewing on anything. And you can see Ingus has got his rifle up. He's like trying to like keep the beetle down, keep it from running off. Everybody else is like kind of scampering around. Malin, on your 17 earlier, you hear laughter, same as these pixies, but it's different. It has a weird kind of like low guttural kind of giggle to it. It's almost like But you are all now surrounded by all of these pixies that are now just like terrorizing your camp.
Like, is anyone chewing? That's pretty loud chewing.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I hear chewing, and I heard screams earlier.
You all see
I don't know what to
you all see the pixies now. It's like their lights are gone and they're just all, it's like giant flies buzzing around the camp. A pixie's like maybe 4 or 5 inches tall. Like they're little bitty things. Think like a fairy, only much smaller and much more chaotic.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. I loved playing one.
Okay. Anybody doing anything?
I'm going to.
I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Armor of Agathis at 2nd level because I don't. Judging on the quantity around us, I'm not gonna deal with that fact.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna marine layer again. Just be like, and let's see if these guys can just move out of the way.
You put your fog up?
Yep.
Okay. You put your fog up. Like anybody that's within like 20 feet of Monroe, they say that's Malin, Drew, Argus.
I'm gonna have Quaddle go above the clouds, so the outside 40 is fine.
Okay.
But I can't see the 20 inside, which sucks.
Okay, so Ellie has put up her Armor of Agathis. It's now gone. Smalls uses Stone's Endurance. Monroe's put a fog up. Argus has put up an Armor of Agathis. What's Malin doing? What's Morb doing? What's Drew doing?
I believe Morb and Malin are temperate. Okay, they're back. Wait.
Guys, Drew, Malin, Morb.
Drew, you are muted.
Having issues. 1 sec. Okay.
Wait.
Drew? Allie?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I think Drew would probably get close to Malin because she can't really move.
Okay. I'm going to say take the help action and kind of protect Malin.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys all kind of scramble into the chaos of everything that's going on, all of the pixies are running down, they're grabbing stuff, throwing your stuff all around camp, just causing pure chaos. All of a sudden, you hear a couple of shots crack off from Ingus from across the way. He's keeping the beetle down, but he starts popping off shots and then begins to immediately start reloading. Pixies are starting to scatter. And like I said, everything in the camp is just going completely nuts. And then all of a sudden, they all just kind of like all of a sudden stop, and you hear this like audible gasp from like all of them, and then they all like vanish and disappear into the woods, lights and all. And you're all left alone in the camp.
I'm gonna take down the marine layer and can I possibly like stealth by the beetle just to get my bearings and to not be in sight if
Yeah, roll me a stealth. Just need to
something's
beat a
up?
just beat a 15.
16.
Yeah, you definitely cloak away, kind of disappear and hide behind, a few things. You're at that, kind of duck behind that rocky outcropping over by the beetle.
And then myself, can I roll a perception now? See what's going on, why they gasped and ran off.
Sure. Roll me that perception check.
I rolled an 8, but I have a passive of 13 still.
So you just have your passive 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Same kind of deal, but now you're a little bit farther away. You don't really hear, like I said, everything is going chaotic in the camp. Like, people are, like, running around trying to grab things that the pixies were tossing around, trying to gap things up. You don't really, on a 13, you don't pick up anything new. It's too much is going on right now.
Okay.
But
I'll
you are
still stay in stealth mode, though. Yeah.
Yep, you are still hidden. Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
I'm gonna start shooting them with firebolt.
Oh, they all took off.
What was that?
They all took off. The pixies, like, there was an audible gasp. They all stopped, and, like, for some reason, they all, like, did, like, a stopped, and then immediately scattered into the forest and disappeared. They just trashed your camp, beat the shit out of, like, took a couple lumps onto Smalls, beat the shit out of poor Ellie, but now they've all disappeared.
I'm gonna take account of my items, make sure they didn't take anything or destroy anything of mine.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna keep an eye out. If they come again, I'm gonna shoot them.
Okay. You can either keep an eye out or you can investigate. Which one do you want to do? Perception or investigation?
I'm gonna do investigation.
Okay. Roll me that investigation. Anybody else doing anything?
21.
21. No, doesn't look like anything of your stuff's missing. You're good.
Smalls is just going to look really annoyed and go back to fishing.
Your rope is destroyed at this point. They have to. The pixies came in and trashed all of your rope.
Oh, okay.
They like chewed it, and ripped it apart, and just like unraveled it. You have like just a big bundle of like threads and rope string at this point.
Fun. Okay.
But none of the rope is we can't salvage it. Can Ellie salvage it with her weaving skills?
You're gonna try and weave rope back. Oh, that 300 feet worth of rope back together.
All the rope is gone? I thought just the one we were using.
Yeah, you were using all of the rope. Smalls took a couple
No, we were
bundles. You
using
took.
a foot of it.
You're not gonna make a net with a foot of rope, and he's not gonna fish with a foot of rope.
Well, no, okay, I just thought if we used a foot and then broke that down into, because a rope is weaved.
Doesn't make it's still a bulk amount of rope. It's like it's 3 strands. Make a tight rope. It's like a foot's not going to make you a net.
Got it. I was thinking a small net, but I guess not. Okay. My
You
bad.
guys think of like actual fishing nets on like a fishing vessel. Like they're big. Takes a lot of rope to make something. It takes a weaver like oftentimes like in reality it takes a weaver like weeks to make one of those, back in the day.
Right, but what I was thinking was just one to, the kind that you use to catch the fish, you just swoop it through just a little. That's what I thought I was making.
Yeah, you're not making that in a matter of hours. It's going to take you a while. So like I said, the rope is destroyed. End of story.
Got it. End of story.
On 2 nat ones, the rope is destroyed.
2 nat ones, yes. Okay.
Yeah. But camp is clear. You guys start taking stock of your inventory. Like they threw a bunch of pots and pans around, grabbed your bags and threw them. They didn't have enough time to really do a whole lot of damage. Most of you take stock and time and kind of gather everything up. Doesn't look like anything's too messed up, but you kind of quickly put camp back together and then settle back in. Is anybody doing anything?
Can I start using mending on the rope?
Sure. There we go. You guys have mending?
I have mending.
Who all has mending? Just Morb?
I'm
I think
looking.
just more.
I believe
Okay.
it's just
Mhm.
for now.
All right. Here's an opportunity. This is the first time that Morb's ever used this kind of ability, too. Morb, you come over to... Who do you go to first, Smalls or Ellie?
Probably smalls.
Okay. Describe what goes down.
Okay, so since I got it through the druid part, Morb's gonna form himself to the rope and kind of morph into the rope, and then he's gonna get the starry constellations all over his body, and as the stars, each star lights up, it's gonna connect and weave together as it goes, and it's gonna follow through the connections of the constellations as it fixes itself.
Fucking aye. Smalls, your rope is fixed.
Well, thank you, Morb. It's just going to look. The Smalls isn't used to that kind of thing. It's like, just thank you. Almost seems awkward about it.
And then after that, I'm gonna go and help Ellie, because it's a cantrip.
Beautiful. Same thing. Ellie, Morb comes over. It takes him a little bit while longer with the spell, but begins mending all of your rope back together.
Thank you, Morb. I appreciate it. I'm kind of hurt, but those damn pixies. Thank you, though. I just want to say thank you.
Yep. And then I'm gonna do what Morb does, just walk away.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything before you guys bed down for the night? Unless you guys are doing anything else.
I think the group said we were traveling at night, right?
You guys want to continue to try and travel at night?
Well, Ellie wants to walk over to Argus and ask him about the mushrooms she has. Because he's a cook. He would know if the mushrooms were poisonous, right?
No. Oh, hell no. I just cook the food. I don't go scavenge the food. I'm brought food that you're supposed to be able to eat.
All right, then I'll ask
I
Drew.
would ask one of the nature friends. Drew might be better.
Yeah, I will ask Drew. What do you make of these? Are they edible, Drew? Because we didn't
So would
catch any
that be
fish. We didn't do.
nature?
Yeah. So I'll hand you the bag. Well, the kerchief full of whatever mushrooms I have left, and hand them to you, and
Would just
can
like to
tell
remind you, you gave the mushrooms to Morb.
not all of them, right?
Yeah, you gave them all to him. But I would say because Morb handed them to the stone person, they fell on the ground because he didn't eat them.
Oh,
Because you guys did tell me that
I never handed to them.
last session
I
you
thought
handed it to him. Oh, okay.
No, Ellie handed him the rations, and so I was like, all right, I'll just keep these then.
Yeah, well, okay. You'll figure it out. What do you want to do with the mushrooms then?
Well, I guess I don't have them, so never mind.
Started talking about the mushrooms. Morb's gonna pop one in his mouth.
You can just eat one?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat one.
Okay. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay, is it being poisoned?
No.
Let's find out.
Probably, yeah. Dirty 20.
On disadvantage?
Yeah, I got a 22 and a 20.
Okay.
I rolled through the app, so.
Okay. You begin to chomp down on these things. All of a sudden, like the colors and sensations around you begin to extremely heighten. Like the sounds of like breaking leaves, the stars in the night get infinitely brighter. The green on the trees gets infinitely more green. You have just ingested a very powerful hallucinogenic. But on a 22,
20.
it's on a 20. You still maintain control of your senses. You are just extreme. You are an extremely high water boy right now. You
Yeah,
can
you guys probably should eat them.
Morb, you're cut off from any actions. Basically anything for the rest of the night until you take a long rest.
That's fine.
You are high as fuck right now.
Can Ellie walk over and cast protection from poison on him?
It's not a poison, but yes, you can.
Oh, well, if it's not going to do anything.
I would say yes. Go ahead and cast it, but that's how you determine it's not a poison. As you cast that and realize it doesn't have any kind of effect on him, it begins to dawn on you that it's not inherently like a natural poison. There is something magical about these mushrooms. Everything about the Endless Acre Wood has some kind of like magic seeped into its very DNA, its very being. It's pure chaos. And the fact that you ingested, thankfully you only ate one of these things, but you realize that this little bitty mushroom, that somebody who is naturally resistant to natural poisons, as somebody with Morb is, the fact that it still affected him in this way, you realize that if somebody had consumed something like this and not been protected against it, or taken had a more severe reaction to it, it would be an extremely dangerous thing.
So, more? How are you feeling? Just kidding.
More during this whole thing, all you're hearing is like the constant like talking of your son inside of you, just daddy, 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 and it's like the world around you is just, yeah, you're high as fuck right now. It's not a mellow high; it's a very like energetic high. But physically and mentally, you are useless right now.
Small sees him high and is almost jealous.
Hey, there's more mushrooms.
Yeah, right? Shit. Oh,
If we weren't in mortal danger, Smalls would definitely partake.
Do you pocket the rest of the mushrooms?
You know what? Yeah, he does.
Do it.
Smalls grabs the rest of the mushrooms.
Borb, you're useless right now. Smalls comes over and just takes the mushrooms off of your persons and just puts them in his pack.
He's like,
Since
you shouldn't have
Morb
these.
is kind of useless, he doesn't have like full control of like his like what he holds on to. Can he just like he pulls part of Morb with him and he just loops like you're pulling a stress ball?
Sure. Does it like break off of you?
No, it sticks to his hand as he's pulling.
Okay.
Like
So
sticky hands that you fling at people.
I'm getting a little bit of more with me with the mushrooms. Sweet.
Are those molded mushrooms?
Smalls, just go ahead and add to your inventory. I'd say there's about half a dozen of them. Well, no, I'd say you picked a good number of them. Go ahead and add a dozen hallucinogenic mushrooms to your inventory, just to custom item.
Got it.
Ellie did pick like a bunch of them to try to like make a meal out of. So I'd say that you got a baker's dozen, and now Morbus consumed one.
That would be a very fun meal.
All right, Morbus fucked up. Anybody else doing anything?
I guess I'm preparing rations since we don't have foods, which means we're down to theoretically 1 day of rations.
Mm-hmm. Ellie, if you have nothing to eat, so you're going to need to take a point of exhaustion. You do get a long rest though.
But Ellie was going to ask Drew if he could forage with her to find at least some edible greens, because there's always chives. Well, Drew would know that. There's always chives or edible roots in the forest, but not go far, just towards the edge where we can see everybody.
We also just
This
burned
is
our last
Feywilds.
hour of daylight.
Yeah.
fishing.
So
now
no.
it's nighttime. It's dark.
Maybe by the river, but definitely not into the woods.
Yeah, well, not into the woods, but maybe if there's some like wild.
You both can roll me survival checks. Survival or nature checks, your choice, at disadvantage to try and find something around the river's edge to eat. You're both making separate checks, though, at disadvantage. Let's see. I guess the DC is high. I'm not going to warn you. You're going to need to get a 20 or higher on a disadvantage.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
Oh, of course, I roll a nat 20, but at disadvantage, it's a 9.
It's a 9. You on a nat 20 and then a 9. It's like you start pulling a few things up from the water's edge, thinking like, oh, it's like some kind of root or so. It's like, oh, like, oh no, it's no. Never mind. Never mind.
Right.
Never mind.
Yep. So Ellie's just going to drink a bunch of water. But
All right.
I take what? And 1 exhaustion point?
Take a point of exhaustion for not having anything to eat. Okay. But you do get a long rest. Everybody to go ahead and take your long... Is anybody else doing anything? Okay. We got a long rest. Everybody go ahead and take your long rest. Ellie takes a point of exhaustion. Malin, you are still at 3 points of exhaustion. Anybody else, if you still had one left over, you're good now. And you are down to 1 day's worth of rations for everybody, minus Ellie because she gave up 2.
So even though I'm taking a long rest, I have to take that point of exhaustion?
Yes. You didn't eat anything.
Okay. I'm asking.
Okay. All right. You guys wake in the next morning.
Marshall, real quick.
Mhm.
Since even though I'm like kind of useless and like I'm hearing like just my son calling out to me, can I just take my dagger and just like slowly just give it to him?
You gonna feed your dagger to him?
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead. Whatever you feed to him, remember, it gets destroyed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
More being high wouldn't think about that. He would just hear.
That's fair.
eat
You just
something.
eat this and shut up.
I love it. It's
Basically.
accurate.
Okay.
So
All right.
if we're going to bed and everyone's going to sleep, can Ellie just practice the pan flute while everyone's sleeping?
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a performance. Since you're giving up, like, essentially you're not eating, I'll go ahead and let you roll this roll it at advantage. You can do another performance check, this time at advantage. You're trying to beat 20s.
That first one was an 8, and that one was a 17.
Not quite as good as your last performance.
Yeah.
Solid. It's not quite a success, but it's definitely not a failure.
Okay.
We can definitely tell you
So
got
17.
Yeah, you got a little fucked up by Pixie, so everybody understands why you're not exactly at your A game with the pan flute.
Yeah. Just want to practice. Just want to try and calm everyone, especially myself.
No worries. All right.
I take it we missed our opportunity to read the star map with more being high, yes?
No, he was able to check it out before all that happened. As soon as the sun went down, like I said, Morb, did you relay what I told you to the rest of the group? How that if you continue following this branch, like the topography of the map changes. If you continue following this vein of the river, it should lead you back to the main body of the river, which runs parallel to the highway.
I probably would have,
Okay.
because it was happening like just before the pixies hit.
Okay. Would you have to like relayed that to Small, seeing how he's kind of like leading everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So Smalls, he has that, but like I said, for the rest of the night, he's fucking useless. And you got the idea that if you continue following this river, it should all signs point to it should eventually connect you back to the main river.
Cool. Thank you. Just needed to make sure.
No worries. All right. Next AM, everybody starts waking up, getting everything together. Like I said, you got a little bit of a small breakfast together. It's like Ingus is getting the beetle ready, doing his usual thing. He's kind of keeping his distance from the group a little bit. He's not really communicating with too many people. I mean, not that he really can. The only person he can really talk to is Malin, and she's, fucked up right now too. But he's kind of staying off a little bit and just kind of keeping an eye on everybody, everything around. I would say who all here has proficiency in perception this morning, or in your character?
Nope.
I do.
Anybody that has skill with perception, go ahead and roll me one this morning.
That just means that you have that little white dot, right? Yeah, proficiency.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I got a 16.
Okay.
15 for Smalls.
Okay.
I got an 18.
18. Nice. Okay.
9, so don't worry about me.
Still with your passive. Well, yeah. Let's say
Passive is 13 still.
You can still use this. You use a passive in this instance.
I got a 19, and Malin passive is a 17.
Nice. Okay, that's right. She has observant. Okay. Nobody got above a 20, but everybody got above a 15 here. Mornroe, that same kind of weird, like, laughter that you heard the day before, now everybody is collectively hearing it that rolled that in camp. Hear a weird little guttural giggle coming from somewhere in camp. Morb.
Can I, out of character, ask a question?
Sure.
We took a rest, but my hit points didn't come back.
Should have. You should have taken a long rest, and then you just add a point.
Confirm your long rest when it popped up, because if you don't confirm it quick enough, it won't do it.
Yeah, it might be just an oops with the app. Just go ahead and take a long rest again.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
But add your point of exhaustion back.
It's there. It
Okay,
didn't
cool.
leave.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you. Back in
No
character.
problem.
No problem.
Right?
Yeah, Morb. You wake up the next morning, and like I said, you don't really understand the concept of dry mouth, but you have severe dry mouth, and you've never really had a headache in your life, but you've got a severe headache right now. Do you go ahead and kind of stand up and start getting your shit together a little bit?
Yeah.
As you do, all of a sudden, a ton of bones start just kind of dripping out of you and hitting the ground beneath you. And you look down, and your skin has taken on this weird kind of like caustic green-like look to it, and just a shitload of bones start falling on the ground.
Oh.
I'm gonna be very confused. I'm gonna try picking up the bones.
You gonna try picking them up?
Yeah.
Sure. It's just a whole bunch of bones. It's like femur bone, leg bone, hip bone, skull.
Connect to the thigh bone.
There's a very nice looking familiar round shield, perfect for throwing. There's appears to be a nice looking battle axe right next to everything as well.
Oh my god, I ate drum.
There's a rather nice there's a rather disgusting looking tattered cloak, which is kind of laying on the ground there as well. And a strange little like earpiece, some kind of like weird bauble. Not quite sure what that's all about. But there's also a collar and a cuff.
Am I still at the camp?
Yeah? Do you start taking a look around?
Yeah, I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, you guys are still in the camp, but you're no longer near the river.
Do I see the warp stone?
Yes, you do.
Guys, who was on watch last night? We're not by the river anymore.
What?
Smalls is gonna look around, completely
Mom,
just pissed off and panicked.
no, come here. I'm gonna just like come here. When Smalls come near me, I'm gonna whisper, think I ate Trump's body, and I'm gonna gesture down. I woke up and there was just bones and stuff inside me.
Above the table, I would remind you all, you guys don't know that Drum's dead. So,
Yeah.
body is rather subjective here.
I think I ate Drum. Thing.
Wouldn't we recognize? Would we recognize the sword or the shield though?
Yeah, the shield and the axe is very familiar.
Did you see a collar fell out of Morb's body?
A collar and a cuff.
Can I roll a perception check?
Sure.
Let's see.
Can't say
Perception.
I whispered that I ate Drum to Smalls. So I don't think everyone should be aware that there is stuff underneath me, unless
I
you
got
want
a
them to.
I got a 20 on perception, not nat.
Yeah, you're definitely in the bat on a 20 perception. Yeah, you're in the battlefield that you were at a couple of days prior. This is where you fought the tentacles and the cult, and the warp stone is off in the distance. It definitely, on a 20, you notice that the same warp stone that you were looking at earlier with that bright, disgusting, like sickly green glowing color to it, though, it's dull now. There's no glow to it whatsoever.
And what do we see around us on that perception?
I mean, you see the remains of everything that happened here. There's some tattered, weird-looking cloaks. There's a lot of like bones scattered about. On a 20, you also notice at the top of the hill there is what appears to be the remains of that mutated woman that you all fought. But on a 20, you notice, some of you, like as you all kind of like begin to move around and investigate here, you notice that her body is in a severe state of decomp, as if she's been there for maybe even a few weeks. It doesn't look like somebody that just died 2 days ago.
Ellie wants to look for Hippie. Because we're back. Where's Hippie? She wants to know where Hippie is.
No hippie.
Oh. What?
No hippie body, nothing?
Nothing?
Nope.
When I realize where we're at, I'm gonna call over to Drew. I imagine that I am I've been set down somewhere cozy, comfy, I don't know. But I'm gonna like ask for like try to get Drew's attention. And Drew, you hear this just in your mind. But I'm gonna be like, if we're back where this was, do you think you could help me find my wings?
Yeah, I can look for them.
Okay. I can't really turn myself, or I would help you, but unless you want to pick me up and then we can look together. I don't know.
No, I don't think we should move you too much. You're molten or something.
Yeah, I guess. I will wait here then until
Yep.
you come back. Facing this very nice looking tree.
Do you want me to move you so you can look at something else?
Sure, I've kind of been staring at this all night.
All right. Yeah. So I'll move you a little bit. You can tell me when you like the view.
Okay. I guess like I'll see the warp stone and be like, oh, okay, I think we can stop here. I don't need to see anything else.
Okay.
Okay, real quick, I need a breakdown of who all is doing what. Morb, you're still over with the body of potentially Drum. Smalls, Smalls is with you.
Over.
Okay. Malin and Drew, you guys kind of like in the middle of the battlefield, or where did you move to?
Yeah, they're in the center.
Okay. Ellie, I'm going to say with you, you kind of moved to the top of the hill, and you've noticed that you went and checked out the warp stone, looking around, looking for Hippie's body and stuff. Like, so you had dipped out before anything had really gone down with Hippie, so you're just kind of really trying to figure out what happened here. But you're at the top of the hill where the warp stone was and the mutated woman. And like I said, the mutated woman is at a severe state of decomp, as if she's been there for weeks. The stone has lost all of its luster. But at the center of her mutated body, her decomposing mutated body, Ellie, you notice that her heart is still there, beating. And there's that strange shard that was shoved into it, and it's still in perfect condition. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Monroe, what are you doing?
I was still gonna be by Ingus, or I would assume Ingus is still there.
Same.
Yeah.
Like-
Ingus is still here with the beetle.
Doing my job, protecting
Yeah.
the person.
Good deal.
We woke
Yeah.
up weird place that we didn't go to sleep at. I'm gonna be near the guy we're paid to protect.
Okay. All right, you guys are taking care of Ingus. Good deal. You checking out the battlefield or doing anything, or are you staying close to him?
I'm gonna stay close to him because everyone else seems like they're doing enough looking around for us.
Okay. Monroe?
I was the same thing because that's where I kept stealthing by was the beetle.
Okay. You're still there. All right. Malin and Drew, you guys doing any rolls, any investigations? What are you doing? Anything special?
Yeah. So I want to look for Malon's wings. So what would you like me to roll for that?
Perception or investigation, your choice.
Ooh, that's an 11.
11?
My passive perception is 16, though.
Okay. You can't use your passive on this.
Okay.
Passive would just be just like an
Yeah.
environmental. But on an 11, no, like no chance in finding wings or anything like that. You're not really finding anything. But you also begin to notice like a lot of things here are in a weird state of decomp, as if it's been here for weeks, and you know you've only been away. Well, as far as you know, you've only been away for a couple of days.
Okay.
More Smalls. Anything?
So Smalls is just gonna whisper back to Morb like, "Yo, you obviously didn't eat Drum. Don't put that into the mind of the team. We can admit that we found his bones, but don't put that into the mind of the team."
Smalls, just real quick before you answer that, as you're saying that, Smalls, you also notice that there is a collar here and a cuff. There are two parts to this. You recognize the cuff as what Drum wore as part of his connection item to Lucky, and you notice that the collar was the collar that Lucky was wearing.
So after whispering to Morb to not say some crap like, "I think I ate Drum," for the betterment of the team.
I'm gonna start I'm gonna use message.
Okay.
I have that now. And
Smalls
like
is gonna.
I,
Oh,
I don't know what else to say. I wake up, his bones fall out of my stomach, land on the floor.
we also fell asleep next to the river and woke up on the battlefield. Nothing about this makes sense. If you put it in people's minds that you ate him with zero proof of that, they will turn on you. There is no evidence that is what happened.
I'm freaking out. I don't even know what that means. Is the right word to say that?
Well, based off of everything we're looking at, it seems as though somehow we got transported back to this area. And unfortunate for you, you were laid across the bones of what appeared to be Drum, who was killed while fighting to help us get out of here. Why it's so decomped, I don't know. But there's no way you caused that.
We don't know
Small,
how we got here. We don't know if I did or not.
right. So why take that burden on yourself until we know otherwise? As you said, we don't know right now. We don't know anything right now. Why take that on yourself? For hell, look at the friggin' woman that we fought. We've been gone all of 3 days. There's no way she should be as decomped as she is.
No, this forest is weird.
Agreed. But we do need to let the team know that we believe we found the remains of Drum. So I'm going to call them over here. But do not give them the impression that you ate him. There is no evidence to that. At that point, Smalls is going to kind of stand up tall.
And just before you shout out, simultaneously this is happening, you notice that the heart is beating there with that strange shard. There's, as disgusting as everything that you witnessed, you're curious. There's a lot of magic resonating off. It's the thing that's still perfectly intact. This beating heart with this strange shard rubbed into it. That shard is almost whispering to you, almost calling out to you, and it is sickeningly. Back of your mind, you kind of want that thing. So I'm going to leave it to you. What would Ellie do in this moment?
Well, she's going to cast protection from good and evil and grab
Okay.
the heart.
Okay. As you go to pick it up, what exactly does protection against good and evil protect you against?
Let me go there. I was just reading it. Let's see. Sorry. Until the spell ends, you're protected against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiend, and undead.
Nice.
The protection grants several benefits. Any of that type has disadvantage on attack rolls against
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw at advantage. Oh, actually, take this back. This would be a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
So roll me a charisma saving throw at advantage.
Charisma.
Thanks to your protection against good and evil. Very, very good use of that.
Charisma. Okay, first one was a 19.
Nice. What's the second one?
20.
20. Nice. You pick this heart up. Like a human heart can kind of like the human heart is bigger than most people realize, but this is like a horse's heart. It's pretty massive, and this shard, I'd say about 1.5 feet long, kind of the size of a dagger almost. It's jammed in there, and this heart is still thrumming and beating. As you pick it up, you notice that it's still kind of wet and beating. As you grab it, it solidifies a little bit. And the shard begins to loosen, and the heart shakes a little bit. And still with that protection up, do you want to pull the shard out, or do you want to leave it in?
Pull the shard out.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a... This would just be a straight up strength check for you right now. Yeah, I know you're not very strong.
Strength. Oh, that's 6.
You can't quite, like, you can feel that it's loose, like a tooth that's loose, but it's still like got the roots in there. You can't quite get it out yet, but go pocket and add being heart and shard to your inventory. This is a custom item for right now. We'll come back to that.
That's kind of gross.
Mm-hmm.
Beating heart and shard.
And real quick, Argus and Monroe, you guys were hanging out with Angus. Everybody else is kind of busy something right now. You guys, is anybody? Monroe, no, you're skilled in perception, right? Argus, are you?
Yes.
Negatory.
Okay, Monroe, go ahead and make one last perception check.
Good.
I really hope you're paying attention because I can't.
15 this time.
15.
Mhm.
You hear it again. That same weird little maniacal. And then just as you pick up looking around, you notice as everybody's kind of occupied and Smalls begins to turn, you all really notice, but the rest of the camp is filled with this strange green haze, almost like a weird that's rolled in. And then you smell it's this, oh god, it's rancid, it's putrid. And then kind of look around, and all Smalls as you turn or stop dead in your tracks, and just peeking its head through the trees as it's kind of like wiggling its way through is this giant serpentine like head, massive horns, these big flails on the side of its face, teeth as long as longswords, glowing green eyes, and these emerald deep scales. As you notice this massive elder green dragon is now peeking its head through the trees and is now right behind Ellie.
Oh, shoot.
And as Ellie turns, as all of a sudden it dawns on you that there is something behind you as you feel this hot breath, this breathing. As you turn and you are locked eyes with this massive green dragon, and it almost kind of smiles at you with this big toothy maw, its mouth about 3 times as big as you, and it just says, hello. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh, shit.
It says hello, and we can understand
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Yes.
Every single one of you can understand it.
Yes.
Okay,
Elder
when
dragons
do we-
can speak common.
When do we
Oh,
need to come
Lord.
back from the break?
10 minutes. Let's
Okay.
take a quick 10-minute break.
Oh,
that's
Lord.
Long enough for your
behind me.
heart palpitations to settle down right to get them back
I'm
up
gonna
again.
if you're
Just
comfortable with that because they haven't seen each other in forever.
So it's behind me?
It's right behind you. Like you are
Look at the heart, dude.
you are nose to nose with this bad boy right now.
So that
you are immediate danger perception number 1.
it's so good to see you. If you're ever
Good
in
luck.
LA, extra room, let us know. Awesome hang out and I love you. I miss you guys all. Yeah, those are important.
Well,
Yeah.
when do we come back?
That's 10 minutes. It's 8:10 right now. Let's come back at 8:20 my time.
Snap PayPal.
So 10 minutes.
Come back at the 20, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Huh?
So
Well,
Did you check that out, by the way, Lindsay?
what?
Did you see if the new code is available from the Game Pass? I think it was.
Yes, it is.
That's
And I can't download it because
yeah,
it's
no, it's
huge.
fucking massive. They make you like download every form of Call of Duty, and it's stupid.
It's 8. It is 8 downloads you have to have. So basically, on my Xbox, that's the only thing that you could
Oh yeah,
have.
no, it's stupid. Like you have to buy a second
It's
storage
so dumb.
device to play.
Yeah.
So
Like,
my
yeah, it's
mother was
there.
a beautiful human being and got me a 2 terabyte internal for my PS5 because I helped her fix up hers. So she's like, I have the extra. I'll just buy a second hard drive and you can install it in on yours. And I'm like, you don't have to. And then my mother did the mother thing and said, no, you take this shit. I'm like, fine. I'm not arguing. I gave up arguing with that woman years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna win. She's okay. She's
She's okay.
she's a Taurus, born in year of the ox.
Oh my god. Hard ass, hard
Yes, I'm
heavy.
so hungry.
So I don't have a particular argument for or against astrological signs, but stereotypes exist for a reason, and that is one of them.
John, how does it feel to be eaten?
Right? I got eaten. He ate Lucky too. Like I'm just.
I'm like,
devourer of. We have the murderer of drinking buddies and devourer of friends in the group. Jesus. This is just becoming a really morbid group of friends. We have the undying one who's died like twice on us now. Love you, Drew.
I just. Drum did so much for you guys, and Morb eats him. Like.
yeah. What is that?
One last form of nutrition for the group.
And your little dog too.
And your little.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself, Maddie. You're not here. You can't eat them.
Rude.
I can't hear Maddie. That's weird.
Yeah, he's unmuted.
I know.
Oh, is he talking?
I don't see it.
Matt.
Oh no!
So I know he unmutes himself to talk and then purposely mutes himself because of the acoustics in his room. That's why I mentioned it.
Hello?
How about now?
Did it work?
Yes, I can hear you
Oh,
now.
there we go.
I knew the quirk of you unmute yourself when you go to talk, and I'm like, there's no sound here. There's a problem.
Hello.
We're facing so
I want to play too.
Yes. No, your controller's not plugged in, but here's the controller.
All right, let's kill somebody. Let's do this.
Didn't you already kill 2 out of 7 party members?
Well, I think Morb ate Drum is what everyone knows, right? I think that's what 100% is what.
No,
happened.
Smalls
Actually,
never
only
announced
Smalls
anything.
knows.
Yeah, only Smalls and Morb know.
Most of the
Smalls is
group
keeping-
now
keeping
knows
that
that
shit
Argus
secret.
might be insane, but that's a problem for the future.
We can't.
Morb's like, cool.
Can't find food.
We can neither confirm nor deny that Morb ate Drum at this time.
Dude, that is so metal. When you say, I was like,
I know.
oh my god, that's so awesome.
We can also neither confirm nor deny that 2 of us would survive even without food. I would just be blind.
Are Drum's bones little enough that we could take them with us?
I'm not
I
Sukunaing
get
him
killed.
putting all the
I
bones
get
in my body.
desecrated. My dog gets left. Like.
You had a dog?
Drum did not go out.
Do you want me to burn your bones?
We raided your pack for your food.
So
Oh,
before
right.
we knew
Raided
you
my
were
pack for-
dead, by the way. Before we knew you were dead.
Sweet a shield.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we've got 2 more
Did
things
not
to
go
come
out
to feed Morb.
gracefully.
Also,
Morb can feed his gun twice more.
I would also.
That
I don't know if you guys want to feed him the magical items, though. I don't know if that's the wisest thing.
I
But
don't know if he'd be able to consume them yet. I don't know. That would be the real
But
question.
if you did find my body, there is a ridiculous amount of things for his little dude to consume. Because I had so many weapons on me.
Well,
Yeah,
and
you
also it's
just
only
kind
three
of
metal
bought
things.
shops pretty much.
Yeah, no, I had like 4 javelins, a halberd, like 6 daggers, 2 hatchets. Like there was a lot.
Tired, yeah, eating all of that. I also thought of something. If we're ever like need to sneak into a building like a castle, more things straight for the armory and just eating everything.
That's a fantastic idea. I don't really think that you guys have desecrated my body. I will be real upset if you did. But Monica made an excellent point. This is a perfect missed opportunity for Drum to think Drew has turned into a dragon. Like
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
everything about that made me sad.
You know what? You know
yeah.
what's sad?
At this point, Smalls is the only one that knows, besides Morp, that I'm standing over Drum's body.
That's fair.
So, hear me out. Chiron can see it from the heavens and is just laughing, going, "Ha! Drum would have found this funny." Hey, Drum, do you think that's fucking? Do you think that's Drew down there as the dragon fucking with the new one? Oh, oh fuck! Oh fuck! They fucked. Look down and seeing Drew up to the side after realizing. Yes,
I don't know if I'm at an angle where I can actually see the dragon.
you're staring at the
I can
warp
see the warp
stone.
stone. I'm staring at the warp stone, but I don't know if the dragon is where the warp stone is at. I'm just kind of like, memories.
Fucked.
Well, hopefully you guys all don't die to a dragon.
So hear me out. My passive perception is 9. I'm not proficient
Oh.
in perception, so I'm not.
Oh.
I am paying attention to the dude I'm paid to pay attention to. That's my level of attention. I am a
That's pretty
robot
great.
with ADHD. I am good at doing my task. As long
trying
as
to
I
find
know
food
what
right now,
that
guys.
is. You're trying to find food?
I'm trying to find food.
Who you gonna hunt down first? Like,
Hey, yo, I just thought of something.
don't think too much. That hurts.
Morb is green,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Morb is normally purple.
Morb is green right now, yeah.
Morb is green right now.
Also,
Is he full of envy?
And
Who's
something
Morb's son?
came out.
Do we know about
Maybe.
Morb's son?
I don't think you guys
Son,
do.
Your son eats metal. You kept saying you feed him metal.
you guys are aware of the look of it. You don't know that it's conscious. It talks to you.
One of the group is aware, sort of.
One of the group has an inkling.
right?
Yeah, only one.
Yeah.
Where Morb is just rocking back and forth in a corner going, what the fuck?
That's him
Is
mentally.
going
On the surface, he's trying to be calm and composed. He already had his outwardly breakdown moment, whispering to Smalls. He was freaking out for the first time, and he wasn't aware if he used that phrase right.
All right, 8:20.
I appreciate the-
Are we all back?
I think so.
I'm back.
Bro, Allie.
I'm
Yay,
unmuted,
done.
I'm back.
Okay.
Back.
All right, Smalls, you
Cool.
back?
I don't know if he. Oh,
I am alive.
He is live.
I
Okay.
am
No.
trying not to sleep,
We are
but I am
eight-
alive.
We are at 8:20, so let's kick this thing off. All right. So, to recap, you guys have been taking lay of the battlefield. Ellie picked up a weird, still beating heart with a shard. Morb is coming to terms with he possibly might have eaten his best friend, one of his best friends. Smalls talking him down. Everybody else is kind of just taking the lay of the land, watching out for things. You all, Monroe turned around, and Smalls, this is you turned around as well. You all got a full glimpse of what is waiting behind Ellie at the top of this hill, peeking its head out from the depths of the forest, and this massive hulking elder green dragon is now peeking its head out and just lunging its long, emerald green scaled neck out just behind Ellie as she turns around, is basically nose to nose with this thing. And just whispers, or just says out loud to everybody, "Hello."
Smalls is going to stand tall, look at him, and just say, "Hi."
Howdy.
Ellie just shudders. Oh,
All I can do is point at it.
no.
What brings you all here? And keep in mind, this voice is like it's almost as if she's whispering to you, but it's booming throughout. Like every one of you hear this clear as day.
And it's a lady dragon.
And we just
Quiet,
ended up
drum. You're
here.
dead.
We just ended up here from the ever changing woods. The woods.
You're
Just-
in the Endless Acre Wood.
But we just
We're just travelers.
showed up here. Showed up here. You're beautiful.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere, my dear. And she lets out this like big sigh that just like lets out this putrid green. It smells rancid, like enough to like basically kind of like that as that her head comes out. But basically, it is putrid, rancid. It has this like sickly decay type smell to it. It's foul. It takes you a little bit to like hold everything back and not vomit all over her nose right now.
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask why are you here? Why are you here, ma'am?
Her eyes just kind of like narrow down. I live here. I can go wherever I please. Are you telling me? Are you telling me otherwise?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You are just. I've never seen a sight like you before, and I've lived in here for a long time, and I've never seen anything as beautiful as you in this forest.
Monroe, you haven't moved, right?
Nope.
You still hearing that weird laugh?
Can I do another perception to see if I can get the direction?
Sure.
7. Passive 13 still.
It's
If that
somewhere.
counts.
No, it's not passive. When you're doing an actual check, you can't use your passive.
Yeah, it's 7.
It's somewhere around you. Still, no idea where though.
And Ellie, roll a perception
For what?
to see why the dragon's here.
What would perception tell you? The dragon's just there. You see it plain as day.
Right, but
Do
what
you-
are the
you want to roll?
dragon's
You want to?
intentions?
Oh, you want to roll insight?
Okay, can I roll insight?
Sure.
Okay. That is a 17.
17? I mean, who's to say? A dragon kind of, dragons have territory. They do whatever the hell they want. Whatever she's doing here, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's here for you. Maybe it's here for whatever you just picked up. Maybe it's just walking by. Maybe it lives here. 17?
So,
you don't know really a whole lot about dragons.
Ellie bows and says, I am so sorry. We had no idea that you were here. And
Can
she
I
bows
divine sense?
really low.
Smalls. You're pretty close to Monroe. You have perception. Go ahead, perception. Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Did you say Smalls?
Yeah.
Okay. Perception. 20.
Nice. You hear that same little giggle that's like everybody is super focused on this dragon, and you see that Monroe is kind of semi-distracted, but it's Monroe. He's always distracted. But you hear that same weird kind of like, but you also hear a consistent like chomping, like chewing noise, like something is stuffing its face.
Okay. Am I able to see what it is with that perception?
No, you don't see anything other than the big ass green dragon and the battlefield and your friends all around you. You don't see anything specifically.
Okay.
You are still connected with Morb and his message, I'll remind you. So you could telepathically, you could message back to Morb.
Okay. So Smalls is going to message to Morb then and ask him if he hears this laughter and these noises that he's hearing. And as after sending that message to Morb, he is going to look at the dragon and just he's going to look at her and go, "We apologize for intruding on your territory. We are simply trying to find our way out of the woods, but we've been searching for a friend of ours. Have you seen anyone else wandering these woods? Specifically, he would look like," and I start to describe Maddie.
Can't say that I've seen anything like that. But if you're so sorry, then perhaps a gift is in order.
Can I divine sense?
Yes, you can.
Did it?
There is a celestial presence. You can't quite pin it just yet. It's somewhere like in your camp around where you guys slept. And you're still hearing that weird giggling.
Is Morb hearing that as well? I sent that message to him.
Yeah, Morb got the message. What'd you say, Morb?
Do I hear the giggling?
You are you skilled in perception?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check. If you're going to take your attention off the dragon.
Yeah, because I'm worried that the dragon is not the only thing we have to worry about right now. Definitely the big thing we have to worry about, but I don't think it's the only thing we have to worry about. I got an 18.
19. And you're doing perception, right?
Yes.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically? Or are you just wanting to hear? You're wanting to hear the giggle?
If I can, try to find where the giggle's coming from.
Yeah, you hear the giggle, you hear the chewing and chomping noises. It's the same kind of thing. It's somewhere in where you guys were sleeping, somewhere in your camp, but you don't see anything specifically.
I mean, it's in one of the bags.
And Smalls, the dragon is very much so fixated on you right now, and is kind of cocking its head. Are you going to apologize or not?
Well, we have apologized for intruding on your territory.
I believe I said a gift was in order.
I'm not sure what we have that would be a gift worthy of you.
Cookies.
Cookies?
Cookies. The laughter gets louder, by the way.
Smalls is going to look horribly confused, like a dragon wants cookies, and be very, very skeptical of that. Can I roll an insight or something to try and glean some form of understanding of what the hell is happening right now?
Sure, roll me an insight. And Wales, quit messaging me stuff and just actually talk about it in chat. Do you want to use the blind sight? Too many things going on at once.
Yeah, insight didn't work for anything, so Smalls is just
Yeah, you are completely confused right now. An Elder Green Dragon is asking you for cookies.
Yeah.
This is some shit.
Yeah, Smalls has no idea what the fuck to do right now. He's just looking at the dragon like, huh?
Wales, what are you doing?
More so, I was wondering with Quaddle's blind sight and passive of 13 perception, if Quaddle would have noticed, that'd be about 5 foot away from Ingus.
Okay.
So I didn't know if 10 foot would have been even close enough for Quaddle to even be concerned about it.
No, it's not within 10 feet of you. You don't see anything within 10 feet of you. Do you want to move around or send Quaddle out?
I don't know it because I don't have perception proficiency in perception, and I only
Okay.
have a 9 passive, so I wouldn't be aware of it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. If you want to send Quaddle out, it's going to be a stealth check.
Could I have already relayed, like, hey, Argus, you're close to me. Do you not hear that? And, like, try and give him a sense of direction with my divine sense and see if that would help with the roll.
Yeah, I would say if you're using your divine sense, I would say yes. You want to use these abilities. You want to coordinate with Quaddle or with Argus. Like you have to say these things unless you guys have message or a way of communicating non-verbally.
Well,
How do you want to go about this?
I actually do have message.
Okay.
So I will actually message with Monroe because she keeps enjoying blinding me.
Okay.
Or Monroe.
And I keep looking around spastically, yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be an adorable little, like, since it's a copper wire, it's going to be like a little bender antenna.
Okay. I dig it.
Doing the
I'm gonna flinch a bit more.
All right.
What
So what do you say?
Okay, in Morn's head, which direction of this cackling are you speaking of? I don't hear anything.
And I'll look at Argus. Am I able to speak back on the messenger thing? Or
Yes,
do I have to...
You can send one message back, yes.
It's a celestial. And it's growing louder, and there's chewing. And I point to where, the general vicinity that I felt the presence at.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and have Quaddle go that way. Will I use Quaddle's stealth since...
Yes, you're using just Quaddle stealth. You need to beat a 16. I rolled it on the app. Just flat 16 is what I rolled.
That's a 11.
11. Anything to buff it?
No, that's total.
Would I have been able to do the help action?
Help with stealth? How would you do that?
Unless you put your fog back up, but that would disrupt
that's not going to
everyone's
help
view,
anybody.
and that would
Yeah, I'm
probably
like,
piss
no,
off
that's
the
not...
dragon.
Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I thought I was doing the help action by pointing out the general vicinity. So.
Oh well, actually, I would say yeah. Go ahead and get. I would say that counts because you're using your divine sense.
Yeah.
That's fair. So yeah, advantage. Roll again.
Woo. Yeah, no, Quaddle has a +4 naturally. Yeah, no, that's still only a 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
As Quaddle begins kind of like snaking off of your neck and begins moving further out to camp, the dragon, like one of its eyes, immediately darts over and it lets out this big ass like snort, like sit still. No moving.
Have Quaddle immediately stop.
I said, I want cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Any cookies. Sweeties. Give me cookies. Cookie. It's around this time that Smalls and Monroe, you hear this like loud, like audible, like burp, like, bleh, and then it goes back to the chewing and chomping. Drew, you doing anything?
What?
You doing anything?
I'm gonna say Drew is slightly enamored with the dragon, so he's just kind of staring at her. But he is keeping an eye on Malin.
Okay, so you're watching out for Malin. Not doing anything else, just keeping an eye on Malin.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got cookies for the dragon?
No, nor do I have the components to build cookies.
Neither does Smalls, but Smalls is going to continue to look around. Like he's trying to find out where the hell this chomping's coming from. Like suddenly, this dragon, the entire perception of this dragon, feels like it's been called into question. Being that I keep hearing this chomping, this chuckle, this burp, and this dragon head not body, head, appeared out of nowhere and is asking for cookies.
So what's Smalls doing?
Looking around, trying to figure out, search with sight, sound, however, for where this chomping is, like trying to find the actual source of this sound.
Roll me a history check of all things, real quick.
And can I, as another help, prestidigitate a cookie in my hand next to Smalls?
Sure. I mean, it's like prestidigitation takes like it's verbal and somatic, like you're physically casting a spell. So
It's with my Agni Kai tattoo.
sure, you want to use it?
Just to see if, like, will that help with the help action to give Mark an advantage?
Not advantage on his history check. No, I would say we'll hold on to it real quick. So what you get for that history check, Smalls?
13.
13. Okay. It's irritating you, but you've seen something like this before.
Okay.
Way back. God, what the fuck? It was back in like. You saw something like this back in Opus Day. Like, it doesn't make sense. Nothing like this makes sense. What the fuck is going on right now? And you remember back on a 13, that little shop you were at. Like, what the fuck? Wait, we got something happened there. But on 13, you can't really remember much else.
Okay.
You've seen something like this before, and it's just pissing you off.
Yeah. I gotcha. Happens to be accurate in real life right now, too.
Okay. So perception. You want to do perception again? You're looking around trying to find the source of the chomping?
Yeah, I'm still searching for the source.
Okay. You can, if Monroe, if you want to try and use your prestidigitation to try and distract it or do something like, conjure a cookie with your magic, go for it. And you can give Smalls advantage on his perception.
And I will just put out my palm and have a little small cookie there.
Okay. The dragon's eyes immediately shift over and its entire head swoops and moves like it is dead set on looking at the cookie that you have conjured in your hand. Smalls, roll me perception advantage.
All right. First one was a 15. Second one was a 17.
17. On a 17, just as that dragon's head swoops and moves and focuses in on the cookie, and all of a sudden that weird gassy green breath comes out again, you notice something from the center of camp, right where all of your guys' sleeping bags and gear and stuff, everything's kind of stashed, and amidst where you had the cooking pot and all the food, there's a strange little glimmer. Something that just shifts and moves ever so slightly that's off, and it kind of moves through the fog. Whatever you're looking at here, though, as soon as the fog settles, is gone.
Smalls is immediately going to move towards the center of camp and towards all the gear, trying to chase away or find whatever the hell it was.
Just going to go after whatever's in the middle?
Yep.
Okay. Dragon immediately begins to roar its head back and breathes out this green fog again. And it smells and just tastes awful to Ellie and to everybody else. It starts getting to everybody. And immediately it shouts out, "Stop moving, I said everyone! No moving! I demand tribute, give me the cookies!" Do you keep going?
Yeah, Smalls is ignoring it. That thing's fuck off at this point.
Is anybody else catching on with what Smalls is doing?
Oh yeah, I see him dart that way, and I'm like, dude, follow me with the cookie then, and I'll just follow behind Small, still holding on to this little cookie thing.
The dragon just starts roaring and just breathing out and starts screaming at all of you. It's it's deafeningly loud, and it's just roaring and rearing back. What's everybody doing?
Since I am kind of by the center of where everything is, that pile would be, can I just try to roll myself over towards it?
roll me a We're gonna call this athletics at disadvantage, though.
Come
Okay,
on,
if I
acrobatics
use
at
Mage
best.
Hand to
Okay.
help myself,
Okay. Yeah. I'll call it acrobatics. You're rolling. Sure. Why not? It's a tumble.
okay, and if I use Mage Hand to like help me get
Yeah.
started at least,
Sure. It's a flat roll.
Yes, I love it.
is it acrobatics?
Acrobatics. Yeah. Sure. Go for it.
Oh dang, no, I rolled a 5.
5. It's clumsy. You're able to like shove yourself over, but as you kind of like tumble over, you go crashing into a few things. You actually take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and you just start knocking things over in the camp. And all of a sudden, you hear this loud like, "Oh shit!" and something moves next to you, but you can't see it.
Ew.
But you do look up, and the dragon begins to shake and like kind of like shimmy a little bit, like it's like having some kind of seizure.
I would
Okay.
like
So,
to roll.
The
an
dragon has
Arcana.
moved away from Ellie, right?
Yeah, it's still right above you. Like it is like this head is like right above you. Like it could just reach down and devour you right now if it wanted to. So roll me an Arcana. Yeah, well, I heard that one, Wales. Anybody else? More.
Looking specifically at the dragon.
Yeah, more. I'd say as soon as you saw the dragon start to kind of freak out, I'd say you can go ahead and roll Arcana 2 in this moment.
That's
Can
only a
Ellie
12.
roll Arcana?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Like I said, you are in the danger zone right now, so I'll let you roll it. That's fine.
Only got an 8.
8,
I got a 22.
22,
I only got a 12, so
12. More. This is a goddamn illusion. You've seen this shit. Back at Dangers, he had something similar, like that strange like serpentine thing like that came out in the fucking in the shop that started attacking all of you. It was audible, it would smell, you could see it, you could hear it, you could even taste it, but it couldn't hurt you.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna go and try to help Malls find the thing that what he's looking for.
Do you shout it out to the group? What do you want to do here?
Yeah, I'm like, it's an illusion. It can't do anything to us. And I'm gonna start walking over to the center of the camp and just.
Okay.
knowing that it's an
Roll it.
illusion, I'm gonna go ahead and have Quaddle continue the original path that it was following, which I assume is towards Malin.
Okay. As soon as she darts over towards Malin, excuse me, she immediately spots something and goes like falconing in and bites something on the leg, and you hear this audible like "Achoo! Oh!" And it's like you see something that's like dragging at the dirt, trying to like claw away, but it's something that's invisible.
Well, it's good you said bite and not sting.
Yes. She's latching on, but it's still invisible. You guys trying to grab this thing?
Tunnel caught something. Get her.
Smalls immediately moves towards you to try to
Exactly.
grab whatever the hell this Quaddle's
Yeah.
got.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an athletics with advantage.
For Smalls.
Yeah, Smalls.
Do it.
Okay. 24.
24. You immediately reach down and you grab onto this thing. You grab onto something. It has a weird, scaly like texture to it, but again, it immediately starts flapping these like weird wings too. And as you lift it up to your face, it is the fattest, weirdest looking winged, scaled squirrel that you have ever seen.
Whirl?
What?
Whirl?
Squirrel.
Like a
Oh my
carbuncle
God.
kind of squirrel?
It is this fat, plump little horned squirrel with scales and these weird, almost like serpentine-like wings. And it just starts screaming in this weird, like, all right, easy, okay, you got me.
Smalls is gonna hold this thing by its throat and look pissed. Were you eating our rations?
As you look down at the swelled, like, distended belly on this thing, and you look down, it has devoured probably all of your remaining days' worth of rations.
Argus, can you
Smalls is
cook
gonna
that
look at-
thing?
No!
I was
We're
literally
gonna look at
about to
Argus
suggest
like-
how many can this thing feed. Welcome to Hungary in the Dungeon.
Hey, take it easy. I was just having a little bit of fun, you know. Hey, you got me. It's all good. It's all good. All right.
Eat the
No,
squirrel.
it's not good.
Whoa.
You either help us get out of this fucking forest, or we eat you.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey. It's around this time you guys have noticed the green dragon has like done this weird like and then popped like a big ass balloon and it just disappears. Hey, what? You're trying to get out of the forest? You went out of the woods?
Yes.
Huh? Come on, let's cut a deal here, huh?
Smalls is gonna pull out his Hellfire dagger.
Whoa! Easy, big guy. He's like doing these weird like finger gun things with his little hands, these little squirrel hands.
Ew.
I'm definitely going to eye that as it actually gets pulled out.
No need to get all.
Smalls notice Argus eyeing it.
Oh, it's a very obvious thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
His attention has shifted away from the squirrel thing completely.
Okay.
That thing looks and smells familiar.
The blade or the squirrel?
The dagger. But please continue flaying the squirrel. We're hungry. Well, they're hungry.
Easy. Okay, hey, let's make a deal here, okay? Drew,
There is no deal. You tell me what I want to know, or we eat you. That is your deal.
You know what? I got something for you. No problem. Drew, go ahead and roll me history, nature, your choice.
Okay.
Argus, you could do the same. And Ellie, you could do the same.
Ellie has dropped to her knees after the dragon disappeared.
Okay.
Like, oh shit.
I got a 17 for nature.
17, okay. Ellie, if you're having a moment of shock, so let's not worry about that. So Argus and Drew.
That is an 8. I am not studied on my history. Cookbook's got you.
After Ellie gets her breath, can she roll a history?
Sure, history or nature. But Drew, on a 17, this is a fairy dragon. For some reason this pops in your mind, like they are a kind of like weird dragon kin, but they're just like wizards tend to like keep them as familiars and pets, and they're really rare, but they're mischievous pranksters. They're pretty good natured. Like they're not an evil, but you do know that they tend to be little shits.
Ellie got a 17 as well.
Yeah, you get the same impression. This is a fairy dragon.
Yeah.
But it's the weirdest looking fairy dragon that you've ever seen. Like traditionally a fairy dragon looks like a little bug-like green dragon or various colors. But this one is a weird squirrel-like thing. So, yeah, and the Sacred Wood's fucked up. But anybody else doing anything right now as Small's negotiating with him? Can we keep him?
Ellie's just walking over really slowly, just totally in a daze.
I'm gonna go ahead and just keep watching the intimidation show.
Okay.
Since I was behind Smalls, can I go up on him and be like, hey, yo, just so you know, we can cut a deal, but it would be like indentured servitude because you owe us big time, buddy. Because you have a lot of people that can skin you in multiple ways. Because we need to survive.
That is fair. You know what? You seem like a reasonable kind of guy. How about we talk, huh? Okay, the big guy put me down?
No.
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 I'm gonna assume you kind of tighten your grip a little bit. Like,
not only am I tightening the grip,
wherever's available.
I'm imagining not only am I tightening the grip with my left hand around his throat, I'm now playing with the dagger in front of his face.
Okay, cool. Hey, okay, you know what? Bad idea. Fair. Tell you what. I know a way. There's a place, it's kind of nearby. I'll take you there. Really not supposed to go there, but hey, it's got a portal. It'll get you guys out of here. I'll even activate it for you, okay? Free of charge, no problem. You guys fed me. It's cool. We're friends now. I'll get you out of here. Huh? Finger guns.
That's a start. we're still looking for a friend. I mentioned somebody named Maddie and you said that you did not see that, but you saw something else. Is the impression I got. Who else did you see out here?
I
I'm gonna walk up and did it look like this? I'm gonna start describing the monster that Maddie turned into.
Whoa. Well, sorta. It was kind of like that. Not that color though. It was kind of black. That's all. That's it.
Do I go to the drive-through? That it? That's him. Where did you see him?
I don't know. Till a couple days ago, he was running around. I kept clear, man. That thing did not look friendly. That's your friend? You guys have weird friends.
I'll use the bathroom.
Smalls is going to remember that we were just standing over likely the bones of Drum, and there was that collar for Lucky, and there was that was it a bracelet or whatever that Drum was wearing?
Yeah, it was the bracelet that Drum was wearing, and it was the collar that Lucky was wearing.
And if I remember correctly, the bracelet pulls the collar to it, correct?
Yes.
Smalls is just going to walk over there and grab those things. I'm going to snap that collar on this fucking thing's neck and put the bracelet on.
Yes! Yes!
I love it.
Okay.
Priceless. 10 out of 10.
Smalls is pissed and he wants out of this fucking forest.
I love it.
Whoa, hey, wait, I gotta pull this off. Does it look good on me? And it begins kind of voguing a little bit. Can I pull it off?
Looks great on you. Now show me how to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna take you to the temple, okay? I'm really not supposed to go there. There's that bald bitchy chick that runs the place. Well, she kind of guards it, so to speak. She has no sense of humor whatsoever, though.
Guy, you wait here for a moment.
What? Oh, okay. You got it.
Smalls is then going to look at the rest of the group. Guys, the reason I know this was here is because I'm pretty sure Drum is dead.
Hey, yo, what?
And I'm going to point to the bones on the ground and the shield.
Holy shit. That's all of Drum's things.
Yeah.
Drew wants to go over and look at the bones and maybe pick up a few.
Sure.
A couple vertebrae.
Random bones, or what are you looking for specifically?
All the small ones that can be held and easily hidden.
Yeah, probably a couple hand bones and then a few vertebrae.
Definitely some phalanges.
Yeah.
Roll me another nature check real quick.
All right. I don't know. Drew's not being too picky.
No, it's fine. Just roll a nature check real quick.
6.
6? Yeah, just bones. Go ahead. Take your
Okay. Yep.
Anybody else doing anything?
Smalls is going to be looking at everybody and say, well, we need to have a funeral for him. And we should gather his stuff.
Wait, hold on. Do I hear that? Because I can't see them.
Yeah, it's you guys aren't too far apart. Roll me a perception. It's not. You just need to beat a 10.
Okay.
I'll say I'm not trying to be
I know
quiet.
that I wouldn't be able to see it, but
Yeah, it's it's Small's talking right now. He's not quiet, so.
And I was gonna say, it's clearly probably another illusion. That fairy squirrel is doing a lot of stupid shit around here.
Hey, Toots. I'm a fairy dragon.
Sir.
What? Oh, my bad.
I'm a
I only saw you from the back. My bad.
I know, I have a great tail, but still, sir.
Very
Smalls is gonna look at this thing, glare at him, and just say manners.
Oh, you got it. Mum's the word.
okay. I rolled a 14, but my passive is a 17 for perception.
Yeah, you just needed to beat a 10. Yeah, you've heard every word.
Okay. I'm gonna be well, hold on. A funeral for who?
or
can't.
drum?
What? No. No. Can somebody turn me around so that I'm not facing the pile of things in the middle, please?
Smalls is going to proceed to
Please.
pick up the shield, pick up the weapons, show the bracelet that I just put on, show that it was drum stuff right there with the pile of bones. Show the clothes, show the he had a cloak on too, right? I think
The
John
rat
mentioned
cloak.
something about that. What's that?
Yeah, the rat cloak is still so. Basically,
Yep.
from the inventory, you can take, if you guys so choose. Hang on a second. Let me get to his things real quick. So you can take the companion's band, which you've already taken and put on the fairy dragon. The bauble of message, the boomerang shield. Guys, if you're talking, mute.
Already on a plate and didn't told me to do that.
Thank you. You can take the bauble of message, the boomerang shield, Hugh, the battle axe. You cannot take his shackles of the carrion raven. And honestly, that is it. Everything else has been dissolved or has some kind of strange caustic corrosion to it. Even his gold.
So above board, what happened to Chiron's cloak of things? Who has that?
Oh, I think
That
actually
was also drum.
that is also drum.
Drum
Yeah, that's
also
on there.
had that.
So yeah, so the robe of useful items is also there too. Sorry, I didn't see that as it's a technically it counts as a container. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yep, all good. So companion, ball of message, boomerang shield, Hugh, and the robe of useful items. Everything else has been destroyed, even his gold. And more, just to hammer this home, your son is very quiet. Seems like he's been well satiated for a while.
Oh my god.
He's been eating the damn metal of Drum's body.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Confirmed 10 out of 10. Morb is metal.
Would I ask Drew, since I see Drew going through bone, be like, so Smalls just put on a collar. Is there more than just drums bones in there, Drew? Do you wager? Because that's Lucky's collar.
I don't know.
On a 6, you have no idea.
Can
I
I
don't
look?
think. I mean, if we count the skulls, we can figure it out.
Clever. There's only a human skull.
Hmm.
Dwarven skull. Forgive me.
Yeah.
Sean was
anybody
about to
want any of
be like,
this stuff?
excuse you.
Smalls has already
Okay.
grabbed. What did you call that thing? The collar, some sort of collar or some shit.
A companion's band. We can divvy up his stuff later. Well, did you guys decide in chat on where you want stuff to go? We don't got to do that in the game right now.
Okay, so Smalls is going to gather all of his shit up. We'll gather up the cloak. I'll gather all that stuff up. Hugh, that whatever's laying around that's still viable, and suggest to the group that we hold a ceremony for remembrance after we get out of these fucking woods. And ask if everybody's willing to follow this dragon this little fairy that's now going to tell us how to get out of here.
I think that's our only way out.
Fairy dragon guy, come on. My name's Red Skirt, okay? You guys are just gonna call me by my name? Cool, huh? Red Skirt?
Oh my god, it's a
That's
rat.
me. What? No. Oh, Drum, you're dead.
Smalls is just going to look at him and be like,
this isn't gonna be fun.
What?
Smalls is just going to look at him like, shut up.
Yep, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it, boss. So, we ready to go? Huh?
Smalls is going to look for the rest of the group. We ready?
Yep. Ellie says, yes, sir.
Hey, so, big guy, you can trust me. Okay, you don't need to leash me or anything. Hey, I'm all for getting tied up, but only in the right times, you know. So come on, let's go this way. Come on. And he
Smalls
begins to. Good.
As I say, Smalls will follow him, but that damn collar's staying on.
Oh yeah, you only you can take it off. Like he's actively kind of like tugging at it as you guys are walking. It's like come on, but he can't get it off.
I want to take Drum's skull so we have something to bury too.
Sure.
Real quick, spell that squirrel's name for me.
No.
Damn.
Huh.
I got you. I'll spell it later.
Okay. All right. You guys begin following Redskirt. He actually leads you deeper and deeper into the woods. So kind of the direction you guys were traveling as you were fighting further and further in, he leads you further and further in. It's going to be several hours at least that you guys are trekking through the woods. It doesn't seem to be quite taking as long as somebody really thought. Like I said, time gets weird here. But for the most part, leads you through without relative ease. He tries to have a few conversations with a few people. Does anybody willing to converse with him?
Ellie wants to try and say, you know what? If you don't get us out of here, I am going to snap your neck.
Yeah, come on. It's cool, okay? I thought it was funny, okay? I thought it was funny. Obviously, it wasn't. Sometimes the joke doesn't land. So I'm going to do good. I'm going to make good on it. I'm going to get you guys out of here, okay? I'll take you here. I know a few people have used this thing before. Happy as a clam, okay? It's got great reviews. I'll take you there. What's your name? Like I said, my name's Redskirt. What's your name?
I am Ellie.
Ellie? Good to meet you, Ellie. Hey, I was trying to hey, I'm trying to get good in with the rest of the group here, okay? So, the big guy, the guy that put this thing on me. What'd you say his name was?
Smalls. But hey, listen to me.
I'm listening.
I am shuffling my cards, and you
Huh?
came up as a trickster. And if you trick us in any way, you are going to be dinner. Okay?
I get it. Look, I'm a one-trick pony, I swear, okay? Well, one-trick pony. No, that's cool, it's cool. Look, I promise, all right? I promise you, I'm going to get you to the portal. I'm going to send you where you need to go, wherever you want to go, okay? I don't really know how it works. I've never used it myself, but it says, supposedly the story goes, it takes you where you need to go, okay?
Okay, but do you know that your wings can make a powerful potion, and we can just rip them off you?
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
I'm sufficiently scared here, lady. It's cool, okay? I promise. No, we're good, okay? We're good. Ellie, sorry. I trying to be friends here. Trying to be friendly. Like I said, Rats, Ellie, big guy. Has, he's got my leash. Smalls. Okay, gotcha. Appreciate it.
actually, you know what? I lied to you. I'm sorry. This is actually Big Hands, and I am Allison. Sorry, I don't trust you in any way, so Big Hands and Allison, but I will.
You dropped off. You're muted.
Oh no, the fairies have got her.
Guys, I will remind you, the chat doesn't count as you guys talking to
No,
players.
it does not.
Smalls
Sure?
is gonna.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're good.
Smalls
We're
is gonna-
continuing on.
Smalls is gonna call out to the fairy. How much longer?
It's just around the bend. Just around the bend. It's cool. Come on. Keep it up. Come on.
Time wise, what are we looking at?
Hour tops. Come on.
You're pushing my patience.
I get it. I get it. You guys have been traveling through here for several hours. The woods have gotten significantly darker. You can no longer see the sky real well, other than a few, sprawling points in the canopy where a little bit of light comes through. The trees, even themselves, are darker and blacker. There's still a lot of green around. Don't get me wrong; it's still a forest, but this is it's getting into that edge of the woods that is like the deep, dark woods kind of thing. Vibe is getting what you're getting off some of this. But any other conversations? Anybody want to talk to Redskirt?
I do.
Okay.
Sorry, I just took a bite of brownie. I want to walk up to him and be like, "Hey, so you live just in the woods. Do you know anything about the children of Danu?"
Oh, yeah. Means, yeah, I know something about that. What do you want to know?
Anything you know.
Ah, I mean, what? I mean, the Danu, it's Danu. It's the spirits and whatnot. It's, look, people don't really talk about that stuff too much anymore. I know those
Yeah,
folks over.
don't I fucking know it.
Look, what do you want to know specifically? By the way, I'm Redsker. What's your name? Come on, let's be friends.
Drew.
Drew. Pleasure to meet you, Drew. It's cool. Look, what do you want to know specifically? Happy to tell you.
I don't. Well, people, because I don't know what they did or what they were about, but I don't know if they were evil or what they were trying to do.
Evil's
Like
all
you said,
relative.
nobody wants to talk about it.
Evil's all relative, kid. You know. When one guy does this, another guy does that. One calls him evil, one calls him the good guy. Everyone's the hero of their own story. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Listen, the place I'm taking you to, though, hey, crazy full of those kinds of things, man. It's connected to the old. It's connected to the old world, religions, the stuff. Look, I'm not too big into it, huh? Not a big churchgoer myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you should check it out. Not big on the reading and writing. The old R&R. But you check this place out.
Like, can you read?
Yeah, I think so. Never really tried.
I've been there.
But hey, just I'll tell you this much, kid. General Danu, they got dealt a tough hand. Tough hand, real tough hand. Don't be too hard on yourself. Things
Wait,
things ain't always things ain't always what they seem. Hey, look, we're here. Great. And you guys got time for one more question? You got time for one more question?
What do you mean they got dealt a tough hand?
Hey, it's a tough hand. Like I said, everyone's the hero of their own story. Know what I'm saying? So, hey,
No. What? Oh, God damn it.
So Ellie is going to walk over to Drew and kiss him on the mouth. And as she kisses him, is going to say, "Stop talking. I will tell you more about Danu. This person, this thing is not worth your time." And I'm going to kiss him really deep and say, "Shh."
Oh, this group's spicy, huh? Hey, come on, we're here. You guys finally break through the thickness of the dark woods, and you come across it's a ruined temple. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop some drop some stuff here. This place looks like it hasn't been touched in a millennia. The forest has completely overtaken it. The forest floor is completely overgrown. There are vines and creeping things coming up on over all of this stuff. It looks like this place actually used to be much, much larger than what it is now, but so much of it has been destroyed and demolished over time. It's hard to really tell what it is. Let me put some stuff in chat. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
It appears to be some kind of like ziggurat temple. It's a pyramid with a flat top, but it's been completely like collapsed onto itself, overgrown, abandoned. The place is eerily quiet. But Redskirt continues to kind of just move you guys further on. It's like, hey, come on, the portal's kind of towards the center of the thing here. It's a circle of stones. Got some stuff around it. We'll know it when we see it. So come on. You guys continue to follow.
Smalls does.
Yeah.
But he looks at,
Yeah,
but he looks
I'm
down at
following Smalls.
Redskirt and goes, "Don't fuck with me."
Hey, you got me. You literally got me by the neck here, guy. Okay, come on. I want this thing off. I mean, I'm kind of starting to like. No, I want it off. Come on. All right. You all continue to follow through. Who all here speaks Sylvan?
I do.
Me.
Okay.
Ellie.
Ellie and Drew, right? Anybody else?
Yep.
Okay. You are noticing there are a lot of references to Danu throughout much of this place, and a lot of it is written in Sylvan. Some of it's written in other languages as well, but you're picking up a lot of things. Most of it's like common prayers, it seems, but they're seemingly dated, like old school, like New Testament, Old Testament type thing. And there is so much here that has been defaced or even completely destroyed. Statues, epitaph, murals. But everything that has been specifically destroyed, there are various statues around here in effigy symbolizing bears, eagles, wolves. But something else here has been completely demolished and smashed to dust. Everything. Are you two doing any kind of investigating or checking things out while you're walking along?
Well,
Um,
Ellie grabs Drew's hand and says, "Come with me," and puts his hand on one of the prayers. It says, "Read this." And then we walk to the next place. "Read this. Read this. Read this." And she looks over at Monroe and just shrugs and kind of winks. But anyway, Drew.
The what?
Drew. Ellie whispers in Drew's ear, "You have to read these. They are significant. Please. They're
I mean,
significant.
you start reading this too.
It's significant for
Um,
me. It's
can I-
significant for Ellie."
It is, but it's also not what you've been taught.
Can I take out my journal and write everything down that has to do with Danu? Like, as much as I
Sure.
can?
Sure. Ellie, you start to notice things like you're just kind of like doing a tertiary glance at a lot of this. Like, Danu for everything that you've been taught growing up. But as you walk into this place, there's a lot of things here that are referencing something else. Like I said, it's like an old version of the religion that you now follow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
And Ellie, a few tears come down, but she reads it all, and she's like,
you
"Okay,
can't read it all. You
I'm
said
Sylvan."
you read Sylvan. I told you some of it's in Sylvan.
Oh, so she reads some of it. And the words that she reads are rather disturbing, but I mean, she has a deep belief in Danu and can't believe what's written. And her faith in Danu is strong. And all this stuff is sacrilege to her and sacrilege to anything that she believes. I have to comprehend languages.
Sure. You want to use that?
And so, yeah, I do.
Okay. Drew, you don't have comprehend languages, right?
No.
What languages do you speak?
Hold on.
Okay. Ellie, go ahead and roll me a religion check. You can do it at advantage because you're using your comprehend languages.
Religion?
Mhm.
No PQR. That is a 15.
Nice.
Okay, wait, where would it say what languages?
I'll check the app real quick.
Okay.
It's
I'm used to doing desktop.
It's part of your
It's between your proficiencies and trainings.
Yeah, you speak Common, Druidic, Quarry, and Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only picking up on the Sylvan parts here.
Okay.
But Ellie, you're picking up as you use comprehend languages here. Like you've primarily been taught about Danu and the religion that you follow in Sylvans, like that's their traditionals. Like you know that there's a lot of runes and stuff, especially in Last Earth, and things like that are written in various languages. But here specifically, you're picking up that a lot of the names here are written specifically in different languages. You're picking up Celestial, you're picking up Sylvan, you're picking up Infernal, and you're also picking up Deep Speech.
Oh.
The name you're picking up in Celestial is Dagda. The name you're picking in Sylvan is Nuwada. And the name you're picking up in Infernal is Lu. L-U-G-H. But the name that's written in Deep Speech has been removed from everything. And you also saw in something odd that these are referencing the spirits of Danu as in part of the whole. You know Danu as a singular being, not part of the whole, not the sum of its parts. And this is all speaking as if Danu is multiple beings. And there is a reference here, something that you're able to find using your religion and just checking around. There's something written here. And it's very oddly familiar, but slightly different. Do you want me to read it to the group?
Yes, please.
Everybody else okay with that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It goes Mighty Dagda, Wise Nuwada, Clever Lu, and then there's a redacted name. It says, Great spirits of Danu, we honor you. We are warmed by your caress and moonlight, and with our eyes we honor you. We travel far the bones of your being. With our steps we honor you. We taste of your love in nectar and honey. With our lips we honor you. In flesh, of bone, by blood, through your gifts we honor you.
And that's similar to the prayer of Danu that I learned.
I'll put all this in chat later too if it's written down.
But I can say that to Drew.
Yeah, do you want to share all of that with Drew?
I do.
Okay.
Drew, and I'm going to say those prayers that we've uttered to Danu. This sounds familiar, but it seems like more than what we knew. What do you think of this?
Hey, you guys need to keep up, all right? I don't want to be here all day. Let's go.
I want to
shove it.
that squirrel. I want to firebolt that squirrel, but we have to
Don't.
get out of here. It's like this is sacred to me. And Drew, I hope it's sacred to you in the fact that we need to dig deeper and learn more, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't.
I just need
Ellie,
to know.
don't be sorry.
He's a trickster. That squirrel is a trickster.
That
Yet
day,
this is written in stone. You can shut up there, squirrel, whatever your name is, skirt something. I don't fucking care. I am talking to Drew right now. And we need to figure this out because this is part of our core being.
Well, freaking hell, I don't want to have the collar on no more. Let's go already.
Okay, Drew. We're going to have to discuss this. I'm going to have to
Damn.
I got
draw some
a
cards.
lot of it written down.
Okay, and I can remember, but hopefully later we can have a conversation. We just need to all of us get out of here. This is demoralizing. This is okay. Sorry, I'm stopping
Is
right
it?
now. Let's do what the group
Come
needs.
on.
the group need. I'm sorry.
Let's go. We can walk and talk.
Okay.
All right. You guys continue further into the center of the temple. Like I said, a lot of this place has been destroyed. There's no real roof or canopy about all of this. Inside, you start coming across a little bit more of the actual like murals and epitaphs and stuff that was etched on the wall. You guys get further and further into here, though. There's there's a rather large opening area here. And at the center of it is a circle. But there's no stones. It's several large rings on the ground. I'll go ahead and post some stuff here. At the center of this temple are these large circular rings at the center. And they're and embedded in all of it are these massive glowing mushrooms. No stones. It's not like the stones that you guys found out in the woods that Gond had turned into and you guys couldn't count them. No, this is a large circle of mushrooms. An elevated stone platform that's been overgrown with the earth. But as you guys get closer and closer in, is anybody doing anything, saying anything? Anything going on?
So, does any of this seem familiar?
To you?
Yeah.
Sure, roll me a history real quick.
Okay.
Can Ellie roll?
No, this is something specific for Drew.
While she's rolling, Marshall Smalls is going to be keeping an eye on. How do you say this fucking name? Red Skirt. Red Skirt. Keeping an eye on that, but looking around the temple, just seeing if anything pops out, anything abnormal.
Cool.
Etchings of him, etchings of anything that just looks.
Oh, okay.
Anything that catches my eye.
Go ahead and roll me a either investigation or perception, your choice. Perception is what you can just kind of blanket see. Investigation means you're actually kind of like getting up and reading shit.
If I roll perception and succeed, can I then roll at advantage for investigation?
We'll see.
That was worth a shot. Nat 20 on perception.
Motherfucker.
Nice.
So, after that, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Go hang
What's
20?
hang on, we'll come back to the nat 20. Drew, what's your roll in history?
A 2.
2? Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty fuzzy right now. It's like this is kind of like the same thing like you were experiencing with the visions and down in the burial cairn. It's like there's something that feels oddly familiar here, but it's not like it feels like a memory, but you don't really remember.
Okay. Wow, what a shock.
I know, shocking. Nat 20 though. So, what languages do you speak, Smalls?
Just a moment.
I think it's just giant, common, and something else.
Languages. It's on here somewhere. I know I've seen it. Languages, common and giant.
Common and giant, yeah. There's something written, like you specific on a nat 20, you find something specific kind of like back in the corner of this temple. And it seems odd because it looks like somebody was taking time to try to destroy this, but didn't quite get the job done. You don't speak the languages here, but do you want to call, like, Ellie over or Drew?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of them are just one.
Hey, something looks... Smalls is going to see it and... Red Skirt, stop.
Hey.
Something over here looks amiss. Who can read this? And I'll point it out.
You know what? You guys continue with your history lesson. I'll just sit here and wait for you guys. Whenever you're ready, I'll tell you how to use this fucking thing. All right? Cool. All right. I'll just be here. Does everybody kind of follow over with Smalls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Ellie does. I don't know.
Ellie, you still have your comprehend languages up here.
Yep.
You recognize this as some of the murals that or something that's been written back in Last Hearth, something that you've only ever gotten a piece of. Something that spoke specifically like cursed of serpent, the womb of betray, with moonlight, curse your flesh. It's like you had like seen these kinds of things before, and it was like very taboo to read them. It's like there was like that stuff's there, but it's not part of what we teach, what we know. You know it's there, and stuff that's written specifically above like the burial cairns and stuff. But you still have your comprehend languages up here, and you're realizing that this is part of. This is written in 2 languages, both Sylvan and Deep Speech. And there is a mural here that somebody tried to deface, but there's also something written below it. And I'm going to drop another quick in chat. With your comprehend languages still up, you realize that the rest of this is perfectly legible. And it says, Cursed Leofol, Spirit of the Serpent, Womb of Danu. You pray our hearts with moonlight. We curse your flesh with each new bloom.
With each new bloom.
And Smalls, on your nat 20, you also realize as you walk over and you kind of like veer around a corner of some damaged stones right here, as the group all kind of gathers up to read this alongside Ellie, you look around the corner and there's a campfire burning.
Smalls is going to point the campfire out to everybody and say, somebody's here.
You want to take it from here, Quinn?
As soon as I learn how to unmute. Okay, as you guys notice this campfire, you're going to notice something glinting in the center of it. Slowly, the flame of the campfire is going to be sucked into it, as well as all the light in the surrounding area. Light will be snuffed out, whether it's mundane or magical. And now, you guys get to roll a Constitution save. DC 14.
Oh shit!
That's for everybody.
Alex would like to know
Including
if that's a poison thing.
If you're making it, just real quick, Malin, you're making it everything you do is a disadvantage. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm very aware.
Ellie's also at disadvantage because she has
charisma, right,
exhaustion.
or Constitution?
So, sorry, Quinn, take it from here.
Was it charisma or Constitution?
Constitution 14.
Got it.
Marshall, would it be considered magical or no?
Is it a spell? I think.
It is not a spell. It is an ability.
Magical
Ooh.
resistance covers abilities and spells both.
Technically,
it's the familiar one that is
for
transferred, but I
the
assume
sake
it
for
would
the,
be flat.
for the sake of this, roll it flat.
Right.
Ellie rolled a
Small
15.
I just rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Malin is now permanently blind.
Oh god!
Oh, that's
Most
great.
of
Yeah, I rolled an 8.
All right, so anyone who didn't beat the save of 14 is now currently blind.
Oh,
Hooray.
cool. So you mean my
So
normal
who can
life?
see?
Ellie got a
Well,
15.
It also gets the. Ellie got a. Did you roll at disadvantage though? Because you're exhausted.
Shit. Okay. I gotta roll that twice.
Ellie
actually.
has to roll at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you're exhausted,
You have
Mom.
one level exhaustion.
Mhm.
And this is Constitution.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why didn't that roll? Hold on. That one was a 21. So 15.
I'm real
Sounds
blind
good.
right now.
All
Twaddle didn't
right,
pass
so who
either.
beat the roll?
Ellie beat the
So
roll.
Ellie beat the roll. Did anybody else?
I beat it. Yeah, 19.
Sweet. All right. So, Matt, can I have you drop what they see walk around from behind one of the pillars?
Oh my!
If not, I could.
Only because I'm using mobile, so I don't have the pictures, so I can't.
Yeah. Did you want the second one?
The second one, yes.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the chat real quick.
I'm excited to see this.
Oh.
It's pretty.
It's real pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So to describe her, from behind the pillar walks out a woman about 5'10", 5'11", with raven black short hair. She's going to be wearing mostly black. She's very top heavy. She's got dark makeup on, just to like accentuate her darkness. And beside her, there's going to be a little rabbit with a unicorn horn, who is white with pink colored spots.
Pink spot. Cute.
Ayo.
Oh, I see it.
Got you.
She will have a massive sword on her back. As she walks out from behind the pillar. And she's gonna say, I totally don't know what you're doing here. However, I think it's like in your best interest that you should probably leave.
Smalls is going to look towards the voice since he can't see her and just say, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We want to get out of here. If you could potentially help us, that would be very much appreciated.
And Ellie's going to look over and see this magnificent creature and say, oh my word, you are beautiful. Help us get back to our home. We're trying to get out of here.
That's what everyone likes to say. However, half of the people just come here to ruin the temple, and the other half end up starving in the forest somewhere.
We are not here to do that. We just want to go home. We just
We were
want
led
to
by a
find
squirrel.
our place.
Can I roll
you-
insight against the party, Marshall? I'm curious
Myself
to
off mute. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
All right. I'm curious to know who is the most dangerous looking, as well as who's the most fragile looking.
Easy. I'm the most fragile looking. I'm carried.
Drum rolls. I miss those.
Drum roll.
I have to roll on the app. Sorry, it logged me out, so I can't do that. One sec.
When I say we're being led by a squirrel, is the squirrel still around?
Oh yeah, he's still over there. He's chilling back. He's like literally got it like leaning back with his like little squirrel arms behind his head, his legs folded over. He's kicking back, and he sees John's character come out, and he kind of like cups his hands over his mouth, and goes, "Oh."
I rolled an 11 on insight. Not 11? As high as I thought I'd get.
On an 11, you see that there's a big ass half giant here wielding a massive bloody looking axe, and you see that there's a very sickly bug person that is on the ground, and that's probably the most dangerous and probably the least dangerous person right now to an 11. You can't gauge magic or anything else off of that.
Sounds good. Well, if you guys aren't here to like rob the place like everyone else, do you guys like maybe have some food or? I've been here a very long time.
I'm gonna just pointedly stare at the squirrel dragon thing. General direction with a very disgruntled face to hear from those.
What'd I do?
You ate the food.
Oh, I had to do that. Yeah, hey, sorry.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Hey, this one knows my flavor. I like this one. Hey, maybe you should put the collar on her, eh, big guy?
Careful, we might
Oh,
still
you
get
guys.
hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your name, if I may ask?
Maybe we
You.
can exchange those pleasantries later. I really want to get out of
It's
here.
really not pleasantries. It's I want to know who this is and if this person will help us or not. We know the squirrel's name, and that fetching squirrel keeps saying we can get out of here. Can she help us out of here as well?
Unfortunately, no. My spell's power is incredibly limited. It got me here, and I'm supposed to find something. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked since I got here, which was several days ago.
What is it you're trying to find? Perhaps we've seen it. We've been stuck in these woods for a number of days as well.
Well, I'm totally on a mission from my goddess, and she was supposed to lead me here for something.
Who's your goddess?
I think she said her name was like Lotus or anything. She gave me many blessings, and she normally doesn't blind people who are not out with violent intentions. So I still don't trust you guys because she didn't. She doesn't just blind anyone, unless you
No,
may be peasants.
but I'm not blinded, and I'm asking you, do do you trust the squirrel? I don't. We don't know the squirrel, and we need to get out of here to a place where we can navigate.
At this point, the sword's going to disappear off of her back, and she's going to pick up the rabbit unicorn, and she's like, "This is Cherry. He's absolutely fluffy and completely adorable and has absolutely no sense of direction whatsoever. Just because that thing is cute doesn't mean I'm going to trust it with anything I want to do.
I
We
don't.
probably should just eat it."
We
She
don't.
said I'm cute. Hey, we just met. What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, Skirty Squirrel, are you gonna get us all out of here? And you never told me your name, ma'am. What's your name?
Only the Fae are completely obsessed with names. Like, I'm going to give that to you so I can get trapped here for real.
I understand completely. Do you want to go with us? Do you want to go with us in the squirrel, or should we leave you here?
Well, right now, this place is a total drag, so I guess I can go with you for a little bit. But don't get any ideas. My goddess
None
will
at all.
protect me.
She will, and I believe you. And our goddess protects us. But fetching Skirty Squirrel, where are we going?
Jeez, so hostile. Hey, if you're done making googly eyes here, you guys want to come over here? I'll get you the fuck out. Huh? Come on.
What do
I'm
we
gonna go
have to
run and
do?
grab my backpack and jog and complain about back pain.
Do we get out? I'm sorry, am I the only one who wants to get out? Please, group.
Red skirt, red skirt, red skirt.
Hey, is she always like this unstable here, folks? I mean, come on. I'm waiting on you here. You want to talk to the big titty over here? You do that. You want to get the fuck out of here? Come over here and talk to me.
At this point, I want to be
Smalls,
able to
can you
see again.
please get me off of the floor and take me over there so we can leave?
So Ellie's going to walk over and grab hands with those that are blinded and say, "It's Ellie. It's Ellie. Take my arm. Take my arm. We're going to walk over to this fetching squirrel and try and get out of here. But you with no name, can you unblind these people? You blinded them. Your goddess blinded them. Can they see once we get out of here? Beautiful. Are you going to talk to me?
Ellie, I am sure that it is where I'm now. Can we please just focus?
Johnny, you there? I think we might have lost John for a second.
So Ellie's just taking a deep breath.
Sorry, yeah. My bad. What was the last thing you heard me say? I have very terrible internet connection.
Grabbing your backpack.
Yeah, grabbing my backpack. Okay, so I will respond to Ellie's line of if they're going to be unblinded. It's like, I don't know, whenever my goddess feels like it, I guess. However, this guy has really nice hair, so I think I'm going to help him out. She's going to run over to Smalls.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love your hair. Mine almost used to be that color once. But then my goddess totally made me dye it, and, well, now it looks like this. It's kind of cute, though.
All right.
Well, I guess I look forward to being able to see it at some point. Unfortunately, I cannot right now, but thank you for the compliment.
Hey, John, is your character's hair pulled back?
I forgot to mention, she has a bandana on. So her hair is kind of... Hold up.
It's covering your forehead. It's covering your forehead,
It's
though?
covering my forehead, yeah.
Okay, we're good then. All right, you come over and join up with the rest of the group here at the circle?
Yep.
Okay. Come on. Everybody gather around, Everybody needs to stand on the outer circle here, okay? And then, when you're ready to use it, you go in one by one, okay? You go into the center circle here, and you take one of the mushrooms, and you eat it, okay? I promise you're going to trip balls, but the magic's going to work. And then you just need to make sure, don't lose your fucking minds, but you just need to visualize where you want to go, okay? I suggest all of you all of you decide on a location together, so that way you're all thinking about the exact same place, and then you consume it, the mushroom's going to do its thing, the stones will activate, and they'll take you where you need to go, okay?
Okay, Smalls, where do we need to go? We need some direction here, and you're the only one who's talking, and we need direction. Vocalize.
I'm gonna ask Ingus if he wants us to go back to the workshop where we had left at where others.
Do I agree? Where does Ingus want to go?
With the state that Malin is in right now, everything is like you guys can hear everything.
Yeah. It's are you asking Ingus this?
Yes.
I suggest
we
I suggest we just go to a place that we've either recently been. Look, you could say my workshop back in Trinidad, but you guys haven't been there a whole lot. So, what about the town we were just in? The one where you guys had the competition? No. I'm not going back in the fucking woods. Okay? No. No, I ain't going back to the fortress. I ain't going back to the fortress neither. No.
Not Roost, where we had the competition.
Oh yeah, Roost. Yeah. Sorry, I mixed it up with the Bastille. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Hey, somebody has to describe that to me because I've never been there, so that I can visually see that, so I can
Wait,
go
pause
there
real
with
quick.
you.
So, Malin, are you describing to us what Ingus is saying?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
so you guys are just kind of hear me like repeating back. So we shouldn't be in the forest. So Roost would be good.
Oh, what about she's the what is her name? Ellie's got a point. She's never been to Roost, and she's not going to know it. What about the? I hate to say it, but what about the fortress, the Bastille? That Bastille d'Arnaud. She's got to know that thing, right?
Ellie, I do.
Ellie,
I
do you know the Bastille? You do?
I do know the Bastille. I've been there through heartache.
I mean, we don't
The
have
Bastille,
drum.
isn't that the place where all of the people are just like totally lame? They're like, oh, I'm part of the military. Oh, and that's like their whole stick.
Yeah.
Is that the place?
Yeah, it's the
That
place.
sounds familiar to me.
Well, we don't have drum anymore, so I don't think they'll try to kick us out again. Maybe it might be our best bet.
We also don't have Xena.
Smalls? We still have Monroe, who caused a bit of a ruckus, but that's okay.
I am cool with stealth. I got this.
You with stealth.
You know, I also want to remind you our name is connected to a slave ship at the Bastille now, so.
Oh my god, you guys
And
still
this is
sleep?
right. No, we do
No.
not. We definitely do not.
It's cool, as long as we get out of here, I guess.
I think
Monroe.
this is right. That is our best.
But can Monroe whisper in my ear the place and describe it to me so that I understand and that's the place I want to go? Does that work? I don't know if that works.
I don't think the mushrooms work that.
I'm afraid to go to the Bastille.
Smalls. As everybody's kind of talking and everything, are you kind of communicating with everybody, or are you keeping an eye on Red Skirt?
I'm keeping an eye on Red Skirt.
But
I'm
he
not
can't
sure.
see.
That's true. I didn't think about that. It's around this time that you kind of feel a weird tugging sensation on the cuff, and all of a sudden you feel as if something has disconnected.
Smalls is gonna reach for his wrist after that cuff to see what I was feeling.
Feels as if whatever was connected on the other end has been disconnected.
So I'm gonna announce to everybody, where the hell did Red Skirt go? Feels like he broke the connection somehow.
I can
Monroe.
see. Can I do a perception?
Yeah.
If you're not blind, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I still have that divine, like, can I channel another divine sense?
Absolutely.
Let's go. Got it.
Celestial presence is still very much so close by, but you're also picking up a powerful infernal presence as well.
Oh.
Like, you feel as if something might be watching you. Tell anything to the group?
Um. I'm actually. Is Argus still close by?
Well, yes, if we all kind of were migrated towards the circle area, we being all blinded, I assume we're near each other.
You're not picking up Argus.
Hey, Argus. I remember we had that conversation. You were talking about the infernal and hells. I'm picking up a sense of an infernal and a celestial staring.
Well, the celestial, I assume, is our squirrel friend from earlier.
There's an infernal here.
We are still blind, I assume. And I'm also going to assume it is not within 10 foot of my ass.
Nope.
And Quaddle's not leaving with that knowledge available to me.
It's around this time, Monroe, you start hearing something moving around above you. You guys are in this ruined ziggurat. There isn't much in the way of a roof, but there's enough here of a canopy of the trees and everything's growing over that it has like a quote-unquote natural roof where the ziggurat used to be and then the trees that have overgrown of it. And you see this massive clawed black hand reach over an edge and then reach over. and then you start to see a pair of horns protrude over, and a massive pair of black wings. Maddie, do you want to describe what they see?
What?
Alright. So it's about 10, 12 feet tall. Has the clothes on that traditionally Maddie has. A couple of tails on the back of it. And just mostly black across the entire body. Very slender, but very beast-like still.
Maddie? Everybody else except for Monroe is blind. Well, and Ellie, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you want to kick this off, Maddie?
I think I'll still go ahead and cast my spell in the middle of the group.
Everybody's gathered up.
So I'll go ahead and.
Can I be able to stealth?
Do you cast the spell in the center of everybody, Maddie?
Yeah, I do.
You want me to describe it, or you got it?
You go ahead. I like your descriptions better.
All of a sudden, these massive claws and this one horn, this white-faced, bat-like, fox-like creature, this thing, this is different than what you saw, Maddie. It's similar, but it dawns on you, Monroe, that this is Maddie's clothes, but he looks different. And as you're all of a sudden, you're trying to like decipher this in your head, he reaches out a hand and distends this black inky magic that just shoots out and plummets down and engulfs the entire group in this massive cloud of magical black darkness. You cannot see a thing. You have blind sight, though. You can see about 10 feet in front of you, the shapes and everything else. You can, everybody that was standing close to you, but everybody else who was not already normally blinded is now completely engulfed in magical darkness. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative, and we're going to end the session there. And we're going to kick this off with next session.
Can Ellie counterspell or wait till next time?
Well, this was a surprise attack.
I was like, could Ellie have even seen that?
This is a surprise
attack. Because I didn't even relay it to Ellie.
This is a surprise attack, so he's going to get this one off.
All right.
All right. And we're going to go ahead. We only got about 5 minutes left in the session now. I know a few people needed to leave like on time, close, or people are it's getting late for a few people. I appreciate everybody hanging on. So this is where we're going to go ahead and end the session, and we're going to kick off next session with round 2 against Maddie, the Hell Beast.
Should be fun.
All right.
Oh shit!
So,
Small's got a 9, and I'm out. Bye, guys.
Yeah. Get out of here, man.
Live sweet.
Holy
Holy shit!